We're going. I like the aggressive. Dude, let me drop the race car. You can go tell all those guys up there they can suck in.
What we're about to do is not a good idea.
All good. What is he doing? You gotta be kidding me.
Half the pack is flying apart.
It's so nice to see you at the line.
Oh, pack of cars come piling in as well.
Jump. Coming the line.
Hello, come back on him.
That was incredible. Dude, nobody better. Nobody. Hell yeah, guys.
You know, we like to be very punctual on this show, and we see those late comments, but for the first time, I think in a long time, we got like actual data for how late we were from Lightning 8800 or 8800.
What is it? 3/1000ths of a second?
Have you ever?
It's
I
a
was trying to do my Larry
new
Mac voice.
track record.
Yeah, and on a brand new computer. I got to show that really quick, and then we're going to jump right on into talking about the race. Yes, I do have a new computer I'm streaming on for the first time in like 5 years. And let me see if I might have to like put myself on the big one here. Let me see. There's Eric. There's me. Here it is.
Golly, did you take a baseball bat to that thing?
This is what over 1,000 streams, heat, and also working on every single video will do. The mouse pad too.
Upgrade their freaking computer.
Ooh,
I finally bit the bullet and did it. I finally got that new computer.
it's an investment.
Yes, but this one, the thing is Riss asked me the question. She goes, "How are you going to dispose of it properly?" And I'm like, leave it in a spare dumpster. And then I realized like I have like all of my memes and stuff on here so it can get traced back to me.
Hang it on your wall, mount it like a trophy.
I might frame it and put it next to my perfect attendance frame.
Turn it into a modern art piece. Dismantle it and piece it back together.
That gave me a great idea. I need to find a modern art museum and just put it on the ground and see what happens. And just
I
call
remember
it
for
a
a
broken computer.
A skit in high school I shot with some classmates. I was so excited that we wanted to like destroy a computer, and they just happened to have like a junked laptop that was like dead. Like just it was like 20 years old. And so like I was literally like, can we hit it with a baseball bat? And sure enough, there's a clip out there of me soft tossing a laptop to this kid who blasts it with an aluminum bat in the parking lot. And that was the most thrilling thing I've ever put to film in my 27 years.
Office Space on it.
Oh man, it was so fun. Something about destroying expensive technology, as useless as it might be, it just so cathartic. Anyway,
Yeah, that's the word I was thinking.
kind
Well,
of like how
bold and
Daytona
brash.
is cathartic, wrecking a
also-
lot of expensive technology.
It's also bold and brash, which I actually have that on my wall, and it is not in the trash. But Daytona, man, it went really, actually, I think pretty damn good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I had a lot of fun with this race. Maybe we've cracked the code a little bit here because Atlanta had a big crash and less cars raced better. Daytona had a few crashes, less cars raced better. Maybe Talladega. Maybe we just need to have somebody just like sitting outside of turn 2 and just they shoot out one of the tires of someone and cause a big crash, and then we'll have less cars and better racing.
I don't
Danny-
think there's a need for that. There's going to be someone that makes a bad block and will take care of that for us.
Well, Danny, you were there. Like, kind of break it down from your angle in the stands, like, and with as little Alex Bowman propaganda as possible after his elite clinching of a playoff spot in this race.
So, first time at the Coke Zero Sugar 400. First time there for that one. I've only been to the Daytona 500. So, loved that there was no rain. Almost every Daytona 500 I've ever gone to, rain has impacted some way. It did storm earlier that day in Daytona. I did not get there until after those storms were already gone, and you couldn't have asked for a better evening there in Daytona. The weather was fantastic. Thus, the crowd looked fantastic. I don't know how it looked on TV, but from where I was sitting, while there was some bare spots, especially more down low where no one likes to sit anyways, most of it was pretty well full, and it was a great looking crowd for it. And they were so into it. Like I know you probably saw some clips of when Logano spun out and you heard the crowd I don't think the TV did it justice of how loud the cheers really were when he had crashed out. Ultimately, not a good day for me because I put it out there. I really wanted to go to the race and see my favorite driver win, and I did not. Jarrett, you can't count that prediction wrong just yet. I will be at Bristol.
I did not put it down. I was almost going to ask for that specific reason, and I'm like, there's Bristol coming up, maybe get invited to a race or something, last second trip. So like, I'm not going to do that to you just yet on it. And knock on wood, it does happen for you. Eric,
Watch it probably will be Bristol when I'm going as media. I will be behaving myself. Claudia won't even be with me. It's probably going to be that one when it just randomly happens.
you just got to have someone there like Peter, just like beside you and just pan over to you and you just go.
I'll be like holding back tears.
It's be like, so how are those Vols doing right now? Well, Eric, I want this way is Eric. Eric, I want to know your thoughts on this Daytona race in general, and then kind of like going into the 4 wide finish with Ryan Blaney getting the win.
Yeah, no, you said it. This was a very good Daytona race, probably the best start to finish Daytona race in the Gen 7 era. I thought, yes, there was fuel strategy, fuel savings, but because of how the cautions fell and when things timed out, rather than 70% of the race being fuel saving and 30% go for it, it was kind of flipped. It was like 70% go for it. And I thought the end of stage 2 was phenomenal action as well. It was 70% go for it, only about 30% fuel saving, which a little bit of fuel savings fine. Like I've said in the past, it's nice that there's something at Daytona the drivers can control, and that is how much fuel they save. But whether it was the varied tire strategy in stage 2 that produced some good action, was it simply the slightly smaller field like we saw at Atlanta? It felt like the top 5, top 6 weren't as bottlenecked, weren't as gridlocked as we've seen with this car typically. So I don't know what the difference was, but it felt like an early Gen 6 super speedway race, which isn't the best product in the world, but it was better than what I feel we've gotten the past couple of years. Drivers up front in the first couple of rows could make moves. They could hang back, generate runs. We saw at the end, the Hendrick cars were able to hang out Ryan Preece and push Eric Jones off to the side. So there was action up front, less action in the back, but at least the lead was always a question mark. And the final lap, the third lane actually got going and was the difference maker in this race. I mean, 4 wide across the line. I know in the thumbnail you had that amazing photo on there. 5 of the 7 cars in that photo had to win this race to make the playoffs. And it was Ryan Blaney, who already has a win on the year, holding them all off. Thrilling stuff. Just everything from the race itself to the implications, the broader playoff ramifications. Just a phenomenal super speedway finish.
Well, the top 5, Blaney the winner, but then it's Suarez, Haley, Custer, Jones,
and then any one of them would have blown up the play. Like those are like 30th place points guys.
And you also had Gibbs in there too, who being 8th was like right there in the picture too. So
there was a second where I was starting to think, what if Ty Gibbs gets his first win and just sneaks it in this one?
Kind of like William Byron did in this race years ago.
Yeah. I was at that one. That was wild to watch in person.
Wasn't that the mark of his 3rd year in Cup, like Ty Gibbs?
Yeah, same time. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. But there were also some others too that had challenged up there. For 2 teams in particular stood out to me. Like 2 race teams, I should say. And that was RFK and Legacy Motor Club. Both of them had a lot of time out at the front. Preece and Buscher were up there. Brad Keselowski, obviously a great super speedway racer, but then John Hunter Nemechek and Eric Jones towards the end there were up front.
Yeah.
Like it was a valiant effort for sure by a lot of those guys.
What happens if Nemechek doesn't get that pit road penalty? I think, would he have been up there? Could that have been a difference maker? Because that was the thing at the end. 8 laps to go after the Logano spin. The front row are 2, hungry drivers, but they were on islands. It was Haley and Jones. No teammate support anywhere to be seen. And then behind them is where they had the pair of Hendrick cars, the pair of Roush cars, and that's who swallowed them up ultimately. And then, of course, you had, Blaney and Suarez flying in there at the end and Cole Custer flying in there at the end. But
I thought it was going to be Larson, who would be the regular driver to get the win, get his teammate in. Then Blaney ultimately surprised us all at the end, which to my relief, I'm so happy to see Ryan Blaney coming out of nowhere because At first, I kind of lost track of the laps, and I thought Cole Custer made that move on the final lap. Like, oh wait, no, this is the white flag. But I was still impressed by that move that Cole Custer had made at that time. Now I'll tell you who really impressed me in the front, and this is why this is a good race to see this. Ross Chastain was up the front, but so was SVG, and he looked very, very comfortable up in the lead in that pack. And I'm like, oh boy, if he looks that comfortable here. Get it. If he makes it through this round, guys, and he wins the Roval.
Oh no!
Watch out!
Oh no! It's going to be NASCAR Twitter is going to be so much entertainment to watch. That's
he might win Talladega, guys.
There's a lot of ifs in that state.
Talladega.
Just saying, a lot of ifs there.
I do want to kind of go back on that because Nemechek was up front a ton in this race. So was Eric Jones. Nemechek last year spun out of the lead with like less than 20 laps to go. Like, I feel like a lot of people forgot that's why I made him my underdog pick, because I'm like, these legacy cars, they could take it. They could very easily take it. And it didn't work this time, but they could be also the spoilers come Talladega.
What I did love though is Cole Custer aside, although he was side by side for the win in the Daytona 500 earlier this year, but like Eric Jones, he's won at Daytona twice. If you include the Clash that one year, I've said he's one of the most underrated super speedway guys. And Justin Haley, there's a reason Kaulig put him back in that 11 this week. He's got 4 career super speedway Xfinity wins. Like these underdogs, quote unquote, that found the front late in this race weren't like fluky random underdogs. Those are good super speedway drivers, good super speedway teams. So yeah, even though Cole Custer almost swooped in and stole the whole show, because that's Daytona, you felt good still that the underdogs up front really earned their way up there, earned their way into that picture.
Real quick, I
saw that. I read that.
Riss is in here saying, I need y'all to know, just turn on the stream because it helps Baby Berg sleep. And she started cooing and smiling here. So listen, Fox makes her cry. Fox makes her cry on the truck broadcast. We make her coo and be happy. Just saying, babies know character very well.
Or
all content should be filtered through babies.
Lull her to sleep.
Yeah, we're just gonna bore her. So we kind of talked about it with you, Danny, on your personal aspect of this, but kind of go into the big crux of the points issue during this night for the first stage until everyone of the 2 drivers in the point side were out. Like, we were looking at it being like that battle between Reddick and Bowman. It might have been a little difficult with the points. Bowman gets crashed. Reddick is also involved too in separate crashes. And ultimately both make it in. If
Reddick's situation had been a little bit worse, had he hit that wall any harder, I think Bowman should have just dropped to the back and not did anything.
It's tough because Bowman still needed to get some stage points, I think, because I think he was like basically 30 points behind. That's 30 positions on track. Even if Reddick finishes 36th, Bowman has to finish 6th or better. And that's a tall ask at Daytona. So I didn't think Bowman was in the wrong for being up there in that mix. Certainly it turned out to be the wrong place, wrong time. But I thought Reddick getting tight and getting into Todd Gillen and spinning out early, like that was such a shock to me. 15, 16 laps in, and the guy who we all thought was safe the past few months is on that edge. That had the potential to be a really dramatic storyline that was sort of upended by the big one not long later.
I was surprised how against being up there and racing Steve Letarte was about Bowman's race. Like that genuinely surprised me with the stage point side of it involved and everything, because he was like, that was the wrong decision. I would not have had him do that. And I'm like, but he needs those points. Like a 6th place finish at Daytona, you can be 6th coming out of 4 and finish 26th.
Yeah, it's not a given that you're gonna, just because you have a good car and a good crew chief, it's not a given you're gonna finish up there.
Now there was, of course, we talked about the big one. There's been a lot of talk about it. I saw Denny Hamlin put his piece in on it, and that sort of has driven the narrative a bit. But I kind of want to ask you guys, like, when it comes to that one with Logano, Bubba, Larson, all of them involved, like, do you put it as like blame squarely on one driver? Is it a racing deal? Is it a mix of both? Like, where do you guys stand on how the big one sparked off?
I don't have a strong take because it was kind of a typical racing deal. Like, I don't think he caused the wreck, but it started because Joey Logano got tight and drifted into the middle of 4 wide, lost all his momentum and got swallowed up by the pack and was in just a really awkward spot there. That's what ultimately put everyone in a compromised position. And then from there, yeah, Bubba Wallace could have left more room. Larson came up behind him and did not quite hit him square. You could see on his onboard that his bump to the back of Bubba did shoot him to the left slightly. Bubba may have had enough time still to catch it and correct. He didn't. He still came down a little more. Was he sucked down into the 22? I don't know the deal. It was some combination of Logano, Bubba, and Larson. And I don't think anyone did anything obviously wrong. Logano got tight. Bubba got a bump, and they came together. Like, it was nobody's fault. I don't think anyone did anything blatantly dumb where you're like scratching your head afterwards. It was just wrong place, wrong time for everyone. Is the way I saw it.
I think I kind of lean towards what Napa Racing Fan here says. 75% Larson, 25% Wallace. Maybe go more like a 70-30 split on that one.
That might be a little high for me, but yeah.
Where I think it is, and this is a point that I talked about on Saturday night, and I really, really liked about this race because I really dug this race. I had a lot of fun with it. A lot of people said they thought it was better last year than this year. I disagree personally. I think that maybe the finish. Well, yeah, I can't even say that. Like, the storyline around the finish might have been a bigger thing to talk about, but outside of that, like, I thought this race had it all. And a big thing I liked, and it's why I had tweeted that this race felt like a Gen 6 race from 2013 to 2018, really, like that first kind of era. Part of it is that back then too, handling did matter. And then growing up, when we watched Daytona, when it was old and bumpy, handling mattered. And I think that snuck up on a lot of these guys. And you saw Logano go up the track a little bit and save it. And to me, because I went back and actually watched, I think 2005, I want to say it was, and they had a similar accident, and it was very bumpy back then, just like it is becoming now. So I kind of put it more on a racing deal personally, where I think that, like, you have one guy drift up, which makes everybody close. Bump has it at the wrong point on Bubba from Larson. I don't really put it on anybody because, what's Logano supposed to do? Just let his car go up the track and wreck anyway? What's Bubba supposed to do? Like, if he doesn't know someone's down there because the spotter said it, like, is he supposed to move up for no reason? Larson's going to push really hard. So, like, I really, it's such a cop-out answer, it feels like, for me, because I like having very strong opinions, but I felt like pretty much all of the incidents were just handling and racing deals to me.
Yeah, I agree on that one. And I agree also on the Logano spin from the lead. Like, yes, Eric Jones was up his rear bumper about as close as you could get. But if you look at the replay, it almost felt like Joey, something happened and he drifted up a lane higher than he meant to. And I almost wonder if trying to get back down in front of the lane he was leading, if that movement of coming down quickly, turning the wheel a little more sharply, got his car even lighter on exit. And that's what led to him spinning. That combined with he had Jones right on his bumper. There was no contact, it seemed, but that seemed to send Logano around. Another deal where it's like, I don't think anyone did anything wrong. Just handling at Daytona is starting to matter again, like you said.
And he was the dominant one too. Go for it.
Real quick. When Logano spun out, he kind of got it slowed down pretty good. Why did he not go into the pits instead of going into the grass?
So my theory was that it was the flat tires, but then when on Door Bumper Clear, they talked about how NASCAR actually was not very happy with how that went, and like, we're questioning it. Then I was like, okay, now I have to question a little bit, because in the moment, like, I saw everyone in my chat and I saw people on Twitter who are like, he did that on purpose. And I was like, oh, I want to see, like, some more people who have the information talk about it. So I have to admit, like, I questioned it in the moment, but I was like, I didn't want to.
That's the situation I question most. I'll give Hamlin a pass for him nearly trying to LePage the entire field because it seemed like he legit couldn't turn well.
I don't know. I think Logano probably pointed it at the grass, but here's the reason I didn't make a big deal out of it is he still lost a lap. Like, he got stuck in the grass and wound up going a lap down anyways. And I'm not sure. Yeah. Cause that was the last caution. He never got that lap back. So I don't know where he finished, probably outside the top 20 somewhere.
7th, I think.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the punishment fit the crime at the end of the day. That's why I didn't But yeah,
Props
yeah, he probably could have turned on a pit road and chose not to.
Props to BJ McLeod. He had something similar to Hamlin. He hit the wall pretty hard, got messed up, and he actually got down and went to that opening in the back straightaway that no one had to worry about him.
Yeah,
Classic.
and that's why everybody in NASCAR likes BJ
Everyone
McLeod.
loves BJ McLeod.
I mean, literally, that's why
Everyone in
he's so
NASCAR
well
is going to the Pigeon Forge Racing Coaster in the offseason.
as they should. As they should.
Well, we've kind of beat around the bush a little bit with this, and it's been the big talking point heading in. Today was media day for it. The NASCAR playoff field is set now in the Cup Series, and it is reading as such. So, and I have to say too, before even reading into it, for those who are listening, I believe 31 points separating the full field is far and away the closest it's ever been.
I mean, last year I know Larson, I think, had a 36 or 38 point lead at this stage. So yeah, I mean, this is the first place guy certainly has less of an advantage than most years.
So it's Larson and Byron plus 26, then Denny plus 23, Blaney plus 20, Bell plus 17, SVG plus 16, Chase Elliott plus 7, Briscoe plus 4, then Bubba and Cindric plus 2, Ross and Joey currently heading in plus 1 over Josh Berry and Tyler Reddick, minus 2 back to Austin Dillon, and then 16th, only minus 5 back is Alex Bowman. So
this is an interesting group. I feel like I want to say this early. I feel like 2 in that top 12 don't advance, and I feel like 2 on the outside can make it.
I'll say this about your boy Danny. I think he gets to the round of 12 at the very least.
He's never not made it when he's made the playoffs.
Good point. I'm also looking at, well, I will say this. Here's one stat that works against him. Since 2017, when playoff points and stages first became a thing, since 2017, the 16 seed has never gotten past the round of 12. I think the closest was Bubba Wallace a couple of years ago in the drivers' playoffs. He was a 16 seed, got to the round of 12, and remember, he almost won that Texas race that would have gotten him into the round of 8. And I think he's still
not even that bad to be, honestly.
And if I recall, he still was close to making it in on points even after that. So I would say Alex Bowman has as good a shot as any 16 seed I can remember of getting to the round of 8, just because he's a top 10 machine the past few weeks. We'll see if that continues, but I'll give Bowman some life. I think he's got some hope.
Bowman is one of the people I have in mind. It's going to make it. It's not currently in a top 12. The other person who I actually think can make it into that top 12 is Austin Dillon. Few years back, remember, he was close to winning Darlington. This is not a bad track for him. Kyle Busch was contending to win it a year ago. Similar equipment, get Austin Dillon that same setup. Good for him. He just got the win at Richmond. We're going to a flat track in Worldwide Technology Raceway, and Bristol could also be good for him. I like Austin Dillon in these next 3 tracks, honestly.
I wish I shared your optimism. I think I also have 2 guys from below the cut line making it out of this round. Bowman is one. I would give the other to Reddick because as good as
he seems
Austin
like
Dillon,
the obvious one, but I like the way these 3 tracks are for Dillon.
And I think that's fair. But Tyler Reddick at Darlington he legit might win that race. I don't feel that way about.
Look, we've also seen him crash though when we expected him to win.
Sure, he was top 5, I think, at Gateway last year as well. Reddick was. So I feel better about Reddick. That's just me.
Well, so I'll say I think this year is going to be an outlier with trends because how close it is, and I think a lot of that has to do partially with the SVG effect. You don't know how different guys would have raced. That takes away a lot of points that we usually would see those top guys accrue. I mean, Bell, for instance, Watkins Glen right there.
For sure.
But I mean, if you guys are down, I don't know if you guys have written it down or have it on. If you guys want to go through, and I don't know if we want to do round by round or just final 4 and picks like that.
Let's just do championship 4 for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't finalized my full playoff grid. I'm working on that for later this week, but I can give you a good rough draft for now of what I'm leaning towards.
I mean, I'll lead us off. My final 4, and then I'll tell you who my championship pick is after. My final 4 is William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe.
That's a really solid one. That's really, that's where I've been leaning to. So I'm not sure I trust Larson to be consistent enough. I think there's a good chance he has a slip up race in every round, and plus 26 isn't a big enough cushion to get him through. I like Byron. I like the consistency. I think Ryan Blaney has been so fast all year. Only recently is he now consistently getting the results. I like that. Chase Briscoe is a fun dark horse pick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to copy you, but I like Byron Hamlin Blaney making it. My fourth pick is probably another Gibbs car. It's between Briscoe and Bell. Man, New Hampshire's in the playoffs this year. That's an automatic win for Bell. So I got to give him a few more playoff points right there.
Again, whoever brings Speed to Gateway, watch out for them.
Yeah,
New Hampshire, so.
Talladega, man, that
That's
could be
the problem. That's the
yeah.
problem is Talladega in that round of 8 means like
I
if
really
Ross
think anything's
Chastain gets the round of
possible
8, he could make it, you know?
If SVG doesn't go out in this round, I think anything's possible for him.
SVG's not bad. I could make that one of my predictions for later if we want. I'll stamp it right now. SVG's not going to the championship 4. I think it'd be amazing if he gets to the round of 8 somehow, some way, but he's not getting to the championship.
I expect him in the round of 8. I really do. As long as he doesn't go out this one, I think he might.
For now, because I want to go slightly different than Jared, I will go Blaney, Byron, Hamlin, Bell as my 4.
My 4, I'm gonna go Hamlin, Blaney, Bell, and Logano.
Oh, he's doing it again
in an odd numbered year.
But
I have
an
2
outlier
Penske's
year.
and I have 2 Penske's and I have 2 Gibbs. I don't have a Hendrick car in my championship 4.
Wow.
And
none of us picked Larson. That's also crazy to me.
Yeah. I don't doubt Logano to just get going when it matters.
Well, so I did a breakdown in my video on Monday of every one of the 16 drivers because I just think this year is so interesting, and I want to justify a bit on my Briscoe point because I think that based on what I saw the chat, a lot of people are kind of bought in on Briscoe, but I think a lot or two are like, he's good. I don't know, but I wanted to bring up some points here. The biggest weakness for him that he needs to work on is the stage points. He's 12th of 16 in the stage points department.
Yeah.
He's better than SVG, Austin Dillon, and I think Ross Chastain. That has to be improved if he's to get past. Those are they get more crucial as it goes. But I wanted to bring up some points for him. He has 12 top 10s. Of those top 10s, 10 are top 5. So like when they're on, they are lightning fast.
I'll throw in there. I think he's tied for the second most top 5s in Cup this year, Briscoe.
He has had 3 second place finishes since Chicago, which is not that long ago. Since the 600, he's led in all but 3 races, and he has qualified in the top 10 in all but 2 of the last 14 races. So he starts up front. If he's able to maintain that too, which this team has been getting better, like I think that people are grossly overlooking him, and I think a lot of people are going to be either really surprised, like, or he's going to completely collapse like the 19 has before, and I'm going to be like completely SOL.
So I'm going to throw out one, like a dark horse duo, let's just say, Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. So you're talking about stage points. They are 5th and 6th in stage points earned. Reddick, Wallace, back to back. Just saying. Bubba Wallace lately, I mean, he won that race at Indy. He's got a bunch of top 10s recently. He and Reddick dominated. They were the best cars at Richmond, I thought, before Reddick got wrecked. Bubba had the issue on pit road. That opened the door for Austin Dillon and Ryan Blaney and whoever else was up there. But like, I think those 23-11 guys, I would not pick them. I didn't pick them to make the championship 4, but those would be my like sleeper picks. Like I could see one or both getting into the round of 8, and then from there, who knows? Like it's all bets are off.
Hey, mine, I made the prediction early in the year. Team gets better as the year goes on. Talked about top 10 machine, Alex Bowman. I know he limped into the playoffs, but he
was legitimately a 9th place driver overall outside of the way the playoffs work.
The 14 top 10s. The only one who's better than him in the Cup Series is Kyle Larson so far, which everyone, again, we didn't pick him maybe for our final 4. And I think a lot of that probably, even though he's gotten better at super speedways for Larson, has to do with Talladega. Yeah. But the thing is that like he's had a really solid year. And the 48 team consistency wise on paper, what the stat has been around there, 7 of the last 11 races for Alex Bowman have been top 10s. Now the new winners makes it look way worse, but Alex Bowman at Richmond, which a lot of people use those kind of setups for New Hampshire and Gateway, he was one of the best cars out there at the end, arguably maybe the best, tires and all that stuff, but like top 5 car. Yeah, he's already consistent at a lot of the other tracks. I think he is a sneaky round of 8 guy, and I know that the trends don't say that, but to me, this is a trend breaking year because of everything.
Guys,
Yeah,
let me
like I
ask you-
said, Bowman's probably the best 16 seed we've seen in a while.
Let me ask y'all this. Is Austin Cindric perhaps one of the most overrated guys in the standings right now?
Overrated?
He comes in 10th, but he has 1 win, 5 top 10s, and 2 top 5s this season.
Yeah, that's
Not much. Well, that's the thing about Penske is obviously this is when they peak. We know that they've done it for 3 years in a row. I trust Blaney. We all do to make a deep run. It sounds like Logano. I think we all at least are keeping an eye on. He's run better lately. I mean, top 5 at Richmond. He was obviously leading Daytona when he spun. So like, okay, Joey getting into playoff form, it seems. So, watch out for the 22. But all 4 Penske, if we include Wood Brothers, all 4 Penske guys are in the playoffs this year, which you can't say about Joe Gibbs Racing, for example. Like, that's a heck of an accomplishment. The rounds shape up nicely. There's a short, flat oval in every round with Gateway and New Hampshire mixed in.
Yep.
Martinsville in the round of 8, of course. And you also got Talladega, which Cindric won earlier this year. Logano, we know how great he is. Blaney just won Daytona. Like, the rounds do shape up, even though I don't have as much confidence in Penske right now as I did maybe last year. Like, the schedule is in their favor, which is why I think we all have Blaney.
Yeah.
And why I think we should keep an eye on the guy. I don't think Cindric or Barry are going to make that deep of a run, but if they do, I think it's because of the tracks they have in front of them.
See, Austin Cindric, like I said, it might be one of the more overrated ones. He had a huge run of success at the start of the season, and I feel like it just kind of hasn't been around. But the way this does shape out, Worldwide Technology Raceway, he's a defending race winner. New Hampshire, he can probably run good there if he's got a good car for Gateway, and he did win Talladega earlier this season.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about a really high profile guy, and it's going to be on the left column, not the right column this time. Shane Van Gisbergen. I won't give I guess I kind of did, but I won't give my complete prediction on SVG until probably later. But to me, had he had a bigger gap, had he run better at some tracks that weren't road courses and gotten stage points, wins, stuff like that, I'd feel better about him. But plus 16, can you really tell me, looking at this, that Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano can't score 15 or less more points than SVG in the next 3 races? Can you tell me that Reddick and Bowman and Barry, and I would even argue Austin Dillon, can't score more than 16 to 21 more than that? It's so close, and that's like going to be a lot of fun for competitive drivers at ovals. But yeah, I looked into the stats on him, and it's going to be a tough hill to climb. 25.7 average finish on non-road course races. That goes to a 26th when you take out the super speedways. He was 38th at Bristol. Didn't really run that much better than that before going out of the race. 20th at Darlington. I think, everyone's been saying he has to top 20 his way in. Just get in the top 20. I think with how close it is, I think he has to top 15 it.
I agree. No, I agree with what you just said. And so spoiler, I don't have Shane Van Gisbergen getting out of the first round. I think it'd be a great story and add a lot of tension to the round of 12. But to your point, 16-point gap, he could lose half of that in a stage. I mean, it's
exactly.
There's but I'll give him, here's the hope. Here's the hope I have for the SVG bros out there. He's going back to Darlington for his 2nd time in a Cup car. It'll be like his 3rd or 4th time total. He's going back to Bristol for the 3rd or 4th time ever, 2nd time in a Cup car. He's going back now to places for a 2nd time, has a notebook, has experience. He was 20th at Darlington. Maybe he can run top 15 this time, like he did at Richmond a couple weeks ago. Bristol's going to be tough. Bristol's a beast. Gateway, let me know, chat. I don't know if he's even been to St. Louis, Missouri before, or St. Louis, Illinois, wherever that track is.
Because when he was in the Xfinity Series, I raced at Portland.
So I don't like that one's going to be tough. And I think if that third oval was like even like a Martinsville or a Richmond where he just ran well, if it was a similar or an oval he's been to before, I might give him a fighting chance. But because that track is going to be so new, I don't love SVG in this round, but I mean, he shocked us before. He's made us all look like fools at times this year. Maybe he does it again, but right now I'm leaning towards no.
Couple stats that we do have for SVG. His average start at Darlington is 35. His average finish is 23. For Bristol, his average start 36. His average finish 38. With the 1 and 2 races he has at each of those tracks.
I will say the Richmond side of it, doing better at Daytona, which again, that's super speedways are a bigger part of the equation now. If he's able to piece more of this together, he's probably a year or two away from actually making it just off of points and merit past the first round, rather than having to luck into something or whatever. Forecast looks good. It's not going to be a rain out at Darlington, so I doubt that he gets a win or even close to that. The key at Bristol, it's qualifying. The key at Bristol, whoever's going to run up at the front and get a bunch of stage points early on, unless something happens with the tires like we saw last year in the spring race, he has to have a blazing qualifying lap, be in the top 10 early, or have some kind of strategy to stay on the lead lap to get stage points if a caution happens at the end of a stage. That's to me, that's his only hope. And then he can just sort of hemorrhage speed seconds and laps for the last half of the race or whatever it is. Now, guys, I had kind of teased it with you guys. I hadn't brought it up to the chat, and I don't expect many of them to remember we have this. We made playoff predictions back in January, and I kept.
How'd we do?
How bad is
Well,
it?
I think I got at least 12 right, maybe 13.
Well, let's go on into it. I got 12 correct, so 75% clip. Eric got 12 correct, 75% clip. And Danny, you got 12 correct at a 75% clip. We all got the same amount, but it was different drivers. So I also, on the bottom, kept track of how many of us picked each driver to get in. All three of us chose 12 drivers unanimously that we thought were shoe-ins, locks, whatever it would be. We got 10 of those right. Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Briscoe, Bell, Byron, Reddick, and Bowman. We were wrong on Buescher and Gibbs.
Oh, we all had Ty Gibbs, didn't we? Dang.
I think we all thought he was going to take a step.
I think I'm off that
step back.
Yeah, he's got to prove us otherwise. Now,
yeah,
we had 4 drivers where 2 of us chose them to be in, 1 out. And this is where, again, every year I have to make an outside the box one, and it bit me again. But to be fair, he ran very similar to last year. It was Joey Logano. I knew it was probably a long shot.
That's right. You had Joey out. I forgot about that.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have some balls to put it out there. I'm probably
gonna
be. And now I've got him my championship 4.
He could. Bubba Wallace. Me and Danny had him. Eric had Bubba out.
I know. Yeah, it was. What was my thing? He had never won a regular season race until the Brickyard 400. Hey, Charleston Ike team revamped themselves. Good for them.
Now, Danny and I also were against Eric on this one, and we were wrong. Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, I wasn't quite ready to take that jump yet.
Now, me and Eric had this one, and Danny was wrong. Shane Van Gisbergen.
You didn't have SVG, Danny?
I think we had the same conversation in January.
I think I just forgot about him, honestly.
No, you made it. You made a good argument about it too with us, like before and during the show. You're like, I don't know, like it's tough to win in the Cup Series. I don't like you didn't win last year, and it's like,
dang.
Now there were 4 drivers that only one of us had in, and 2 of us had out. None of them made it. So Danny, you had Brad Keselowski. That was a rough go of it. I had Kyle Busch. Rough go of it. Eric had 2 of these drivers. Michael McDowell,
I took some swings.
And AJ Allmendinger.
I guess you can laugh at me. I didn't expect SVG to gobble up all the road course wins. Clearly, I thought he'd leave a couple for these guys. Damn.
And then there were 16 drivers that all 3 of us had out. I'll read the 13 off that didn't make it. We were correct on. Those were Gregson, Haley, Ty Dillon, Gilliland, Herp, Smith, Custer, Nemechek, Jones, Stenhouse, Ware, Preece, and Suarez. The 3 we were wrong on, the Austins, Austin Cindric, Austin Dillon, and Josh Berry.
Yeah, wow.
Hey, who says we
Crazy.
aren't accountable outside of the
Yeah.
accountability session?
We are, chat, let it be known, we are correct 75% of the time. I'd say that's
Honestly,
a decent ratio.
To predict it before the season ever gets started and come out 75%, that's pretty solid.
That's the thing is we make sure to do them we make sure to have them in. Usually we do it the second episode, but we make sure we have them in to me to make graphics and stuff for the week before. So we have it in January before any storylines are there. So there was that. Now, ratings. Let's talk about the ratings really quick. It was a mixed bag. I'm just going to say it up at the top. Cup race was the lower end of the bag. 1.78 rating, 3.297 million viewers, down 9% in rating and 6% in viewers from last year. In total, mostly because of going to more cable and streaming, the Cup regular season was down 15% year over year.
I feel like kind of TNT races is when it really nosedived was TNT, and then the first couple of USA races on Saturday nights just not been great.
It was very, very rough on that side of it. The Xfinity series, though, had nearly 1.1 million viewers, up 33% from 2024. I believe all but 1 or 2 Xfinity races have been over 1 million. And one of those was a race that got delayed 3 hours for rain.
Yeah, something like that. It's been great numbers for that series.
Maybe this is a bold statement here. I don't think it is, though. Between the Cup Series being on every other network and streaming service and then some, between IndyCar, who, they're on one network, but they can never string together actual good network viewership. No offense to IndyCar, but and their viewership, but you should probably get more than 700K on Big Fox. You should beat truck races when they're on the same network. The Truck Series is an absolute mess in a lot of ways, and we've talked about, and I'll have a video soon about that. And then F1 going to Apple. And they have F1 TV, but that helps your big F1 fans not attract new ones. I would argue the Xfinity series on one easy to access network. Now, granted, there's some problems in different areas. Really great racing, drivers who show a lot of emotion and have a lot of storylines and race really hard and all of that. A really diverse schedule like NASCAR has in general, all of that stuff. I think the Xfinity series is the most stable series in America right now on the big stage. Now, there might be other ones on streaming services like Cars Tour and World of Outlaws and different things like that. But when it comes to stability, when it comes to more money coming in, when it comes to a lot of important factors, the Xfinity series right now, I think, is in the most stable spot to grow in America right now for racing.
Maybe I would push back a little, only because we've heard in the last week or so the reports that they might completely overhaul the business model of that series and change the chassis of the car in the next couple of years. And that, I think, is because they are running outdated Gen 6 chassis. I think they said today or this weekend that Justin Haley's car this weekend, they said, was the same chassis he won in 6 years earlier. And that's Kaulig Racing, one of the top teams. So because the Cup Series isn't handing down these parts, because the Cup Series isn't handing down parts to Xfinity anymore, I think it, from a financial standpoint, it's becoming difficult for those teams to continue to build new cars and make that financially make sense. So that's why they could go spec in the future. So I would say from a viewership and TV product standpoint, yes, Xfinity is consistent, delivers. It's fun to watch, usually easy to find, big, widespread coverage. But behind the scenes, I still think the Xfinity series is kind of in limbo right now. But I mean, hey, next year with O'Reilly coming on board, hopefully they continue to kind of ride this wave of good momentum and grow, like you said.
But it might be a while before we get a spec series out of it. Same with trucks. It might be a bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to change it though, man.
I'd hate to change it. At some point it might be necessary, but I hope they, I just hope if they do, if and when they do change it, I hope they do it better than Cup.
Poll time. I asked what people thought of the 2025 Coke Zero Sugar. Man, can we just make it Coke Zero again? So much easier to say. 400. 15,000 of you voted. 61% said it was great. 29% said it was good. So 90% positivity. 7% said average, and 3% said negative. Looking at some of the poll data here, that is the first race since Atlanta that's over 90%. Before that, it was the Coke 600. So I guess it's races sponsored by Coke. That's a great thing, I guess. For Daytona races, all time on the poll, this one ranks third out of 14. Funny enough,
about right.
all four, the top four, all of the races over 90% on the poll at Daytona are summer races. And the next gen actually leads all of them at the top three, which surprised me.
Yeah, wow.
Last year's was the top at 92%, 2023 at 91, this year at 90. I'm sorry, I thought this year was better than both of those.
That's the thing is I was at the other two races and I literally came on my show Sunday or Saturday night and said, I wish I was at this one instead of those two.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They're decent. I just don't know if they're better than the others. Now, super speedway wise, I have all the data on there. We have had 35 races polled for super speedway races. This one ranks 8th all time and is one of only 9 above 90% positive. So the top one is last year's spring Atlanta race or winter Atlanta race. Shocking. I know that was a banger. Personally, I thought this was the best Daytona race of the next gen era, but
It was very good. Glad I was there.
Now for the comments. First comment was from Napa Racing Fan who said Bowman has never been happier to see Blaney win. That is true. That is very true.
Same.
News guy said solid racing all around and great finish. Blaney's a treat to watch late in these super speedway races. Yep. I would agree. Matt says Bowman has to give Blaney a massive hug, and that final lap was in all caps insane.
7 million beers.
Yep, right there. Peter has it. Tim says the last stretch of the race was fun as hell watching in person. I think Danny can attest to that.
Stressful as heck, I'm sure.
Jay North says Kyle Busch is the Matt Crafton of Cup.
Oh, dang.
It's so
A
mean.
lot more wins than well, no, not championships actually, but a lot more wins.
Rodham Rail Fanning says great race, but damn, it hurts as an RFK fan. I bet it does. And I went to the gutter and looked for a comment, and Alex here had the spiciest one, I guess. Says this was super disappointing. All I'm saying is if y'all enjoyed it, good for you, but this race was terrible.
Wow. That's a hot take.
I disagree.
I understand why it was voted into the gutter then this week.
Yeah. Let's touch on the Xfinity race really quick. We had 2 winners.
Co-winners, I suppose.
It's on the bottom.
You even put it on the graphic.
I had to because I put it Zillage and everyone got mad at me after the race. And I'm like, okay, I'll put Clickerman on.
Oh my gosh. Well, in the books, it'll go as a Zillage win, his 7th of the year.
Yep.
12th straight top 5 if we want to count it. Anyway,
I think it's 2.2 is the average now.
He's so damn good. Even when he's not in the car, he wins races. It's ridiculous. But Parker Kligerman, man, to get the call from Dale Earnhardt Jr. middle of the week and to go out there Friday night in a great car for sure. But so much can happen at Daytona. You never really know. To perform under pressure, to win, to get some form of redemption after his heart was ripped out in the truck race back in February. I just think it's crazy. I know that people made this point, but it can't be made enough. 2 wins this year for Kligerman at Daytona that will not show up in the record book. Like, what are the odds?
The flag broke.
And the flag snapped on him. But I mean, awesome moment because he is a very good driver who never quite seemed to have the funding late in his career to get that full-time championship caliber ride. Did great things with Big Machine for a while there. But so to see him get in a championship caliber car and look like a championship caliber driver, albeit at Daytona, was a really cool moment.
Well, I guess he was in victory lane and Dale Jr. came up to him and he goes, I forgot to stay fast as Xfinity. I could have got my bonus.
Oh,
was it just me or did he forget that he's supposed to do the interview in victory lane because he stood there for a long time with that cameraman like he was waiting?
Yeah, I think he did, honestly. I think
he's used to interviewing the guys on the front stretch. So he was probably like, well, now it's my turn to be on the other side.
He's like, oh, hey, Parker, how'd you do? Well, we won. And
now I do want to ask too, because they didn't win this time. Danny, you were right in that. Not to spoil too much for later, but is RCR's dominance fading, or is this a one-off incident?
I think it was just a bad night.
Because they didn't dominate.
Oh, not at all. I was shocked by how irrelevant Jesse Love and I'm trying to see how many laps Jesse Love led 14 laps. Austin Hill kind of sort of triggered the last lap crash. Austin Hill led 8 laps.
But Austin Hill was on the front row for that final restart, and I tweeted out, "Oh boy, this app's going to explode if he does the thing here."
Yeah, no, they obviously were not as fast as usual. They were still fast, and I think they just have good drivers as well, but they were not dominant. They could not just pull up and pass like we've seen in the past.
Now we are 2 races away from the playoffs on the Xfinity Series side. Nothing keeping anything straight when it comes to scheduling. They're like it's all over the place from truck playoffs. 36 points between the Burtons. Ryan Sieg over a full race back without a win. Do we think that just Harrison has to skate through, or is it still a battle?
You could see a surprise winner at Portland if like a mechanical issue inflicts Zilich, I suppose. So there's that always that possibility, but
I still think there's some good regulars like Jesse Love or Austin Hill even that can win at Portland if that doesn't happen, or an all guy or someone like that.
Yeah. We've seen Ryan Sieg come close to winning on ovals. Maybe, what's after Portland? What's their, is it Darlington? Not Darlington. It would be
Gateway.
Is Gateway their last regular race? Yeah, that'd be a tough one for Sieg to win, but he could. He's going to need to win. It's Harrison Burton's to lose at this point.
Yeah,
I'd agree. Fun race though. It was overall, I think, one of the most fun overall weekends we've had for a NASCAR season in a while.
I would agree.
Or weekend, I should say, in a while. But guys, let's go to the first Super Chat stage break for a little bit here.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
I'll put a timer on. I'll give you a few minutes.
Yeah, I got to find on the other end which ones are where, because it keeps resetting on me, and I know that there's ones that we can't put on, or maybe we can put on screen, but I don't think you can put on screen till after. So first one here is Jeffrey King. You'll have 2 of them, both for 1 for 5, 1 for 2, saying, can't watch live. Do y'all feel like Bell is slightly under the radar? He has been quiet all summer and can rattle off 2 or 3 wins and the title. And then also says, go Elliott win, because he has the 9. I think he's a little under the radar, but he's got to perform. I think he's got to perform better.
We all have him in our championship 4.
I didn't.
Okay.
I had Denny. Isaac says, hey guys, going to my first race in 6 years this weekend at Portland. So excited. If I'm not in the chat next week, I was likely a victim of Hill's terrorism.
Oh God.
Damn.
Well, have fun out there, Isaac, and be safe.
And then I believe the next one's from Bailey, who is a 2-month member chatter. My playoff prediction, Briscoe gets to the final 4. We're on the same page. Now I think Pac fans next. Did you guys see Chase asked about the Chase sexuals? Yes, the hard-hitting questions that we all needed to know and ask.
He looked uncomfortable.
Roman numeral 3 says, I legit think Atlanta can only actually handle 20 to 25 cars in the draft max. Daytona, I think, is still big enough for a full field. I mean, that's the question, is like, will this continue with a full field next time? We'll see. 50-month member chat from Spencer. Damn, says Daytona, absolute cinema weekend. Snappy says, Saturday night, I make a wise ass joke. I guess we need 4 stages now. 3 days later, Dale Jr. is floating it. My sarcasm is too powerful.
No,
No.
the super speedways paying more points than anywhere else besides Charlotte. Oh, I don't know about that.
Nope.
Let's see. John Berg saying Blaney spoils the spoilers. Yes, he does. He's a wing in a field of spoilers. Let's see. Zinthrath, I think is how you say it. I say this every week, but it means more in Darlington. Eric Jones will win this weekend. Lock it in. Put some money on it, man.
They ain't
He's
rolling
gotta
out of
start out
Chevy, though.
He's got that Jones profile picture at Darlington.
Justin Drake with the 20 here says, can just imagine Danny was butt puckered the entire race. Like, oh God, oh God.
I haven't had a chance to finish editing my vlog, so when it comes out, y'all can watch the reactions.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's about 90 seconds more of these, and we'll head into the lightning round. Hunter Nixon Fishing says, as much as I like Blaney, some of his fans are super annoying. Don't believe me? Be critical of anything Blaney does on a Penske page.
I
mean,
can say that.
home field advantage, though, on their end, too. J-Man with the 5 says, Denny makes Jarrett look like a NASCAR shill with how negative he is. Not a hot take, but it is likely only one Ford in the round of 8 Blaney has carried Ford. Schedule, though, helps with the other ones, but it's going to be a tough trek. Yeah, Denny's been way more negative than even I'm kind of comfortable with. There's stuff I like, and I see Denny like, no, it's bad. And I'm like, well, he probably does have the big reason for why.
If Penske doesn't get at least one in there, I think we'll all be shocked.
Yeah. A couple more here. Justin says, average Logano, there's a 2-foot hole. Let me squeeze in there for no reason. Daytona moment.
Dude.
I love that that's just a thing now.
It's one way to read it, I guess.
Yeah. Napa Racing fan says, is Danny a Blaney fan for life now?
No, but I am thankful for Blaney's services.
Let's get 3 more here. Indy Carson saying, hey, NWP, I'm glad I attended the best IndyCar race of the year in Milwaukee. Palou got beat by a first-time winner. I didn't get to see David land. Oh, man. David, what are you doing, man? 2 more here.
Glad you had fun.
Gia NASCAR fan says, went to Daytona. Asphalt is definitely starting to age. Can't remember who, but someone made a pass for the lead at the end of the tri-oval, shades of the 90s and 2000s. We love aging tracks. And Max will finish off on yours. Says, I missed your post-race stream last weekend, but that Daytona race was awesome. Best races in Atlanta. I also saw an Insta post where it said RFK is the most overrated team in a decade. I disagree with that personally.
Wow. Man, RFK from to go back 5 years and be like, would RFK racing be overrated? Like that, I would be so confused.
That's crazy talk.
That's fighting words for Eric.
Guys, I think we got a quick lightning storm coming in, y'all. I think it's time for the lightning round. Let's see if I can get this done in a minute. We got the NWP Clips channel at NWP Clips for all the re-uploads and, of course, clips now that we're putting on there. So be sure to sub to that. Ben Kennedy says there are no plans to repave Chicagoland. I'm a happy boy on that. William Byron, Ryan Blaney, and Christopher Bell will be on the cover for NASCAR 25. A lot of fun on that one. I think a lot of them forgot they were either on or around video games like that before. Connor Zillich will be in the 3rd Trackhouse car. We've covered that to death, honestly. BJ McLeod says he is interested in buying another charter if the price is right when he talked to Davey Siegel. And YouTube TV right now is in a pissing match with Fox, and it does not want the deal as it is now. It was not reached today by 5 Eastern time with the deadline. So should mean that all of the channels under the Fox umbrella, including FS1, would be unavailable, but they have made, quote, a short-term deal to keep negotiations going at least through the weekend so we can all see our NASCAR and college football.
Just to say that Texas-Ohio State game.
Exactly. They could not let that go through the cracks.
Nope. And next week, we'll be on Danny's channel. It's September 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And I don't know if that was under a minute, but it was near a minute. That was the lightning round. I like doing a quick format.
That was fast. I'm impressed. Well, we're nearing the top of the hour, so our special guest, Ryan Preece, should be joining us momentarily. On that lightning round, I'm going to say something that's kind of a hot take. I know people were memeing it this weekend. All due respect and credit to whoever designed it. It's not a bad video game cover, but I was not impressed with the NASCAR 25 game cover. I don't know. It didn't it did not jump off the shelf to me. I don't know. I wanted to see the cars like in action instead of just kind of like posed there. I don't know. It didn't look fast.
Someone make the equivalent to it being like one of those just a NASCAR Twitter graphics that you'll see them post like winner William Byron this week, something like that. It's kind of what it looked like.
Yeah, it did. It looked like a glorified, Instagram post, which it didn't look bad. I just thought, I don't know, with the video game cover, I think back to the NASCAR Thunder titles with like the cars you typically like roaring around the bank, like they show like the tri-oval. And so we didn't get that.
It kind of doesn't matter to me. I'm not buying a physical copy of it. There's no need for it anymore. I'm just downloading the digital version.
PS5?
PS5.
I'm trying to figure out what would be appealing to the casual who flips over and is checking out the gaming aisle. Do people still shop for physical copies at like
Yes.
GameStop or Best Buy
I
or
mean,
Target?
see, I used to, but the last physical copy of a game I bought was College Football 25. I didn't get the physical for the next one, but I don't know. I just don't see a need for it.
Yeah, they've become less popular than digital versions. That is 100% for sure.
Well, and kind of on the other end of talking about the we pay YouTube TV so we can get our channels that we want. Yeah, I mean, when I got on YouTube TV, it was like $40 a month, and now it's $83. So I'm just saying.
That's what I remember is when YouTube TV first came out years ago, it was like the deal. And now it's slowly but surely fallen from grace. So hopefully, though, they can get that deal done with FS1 so people can watch their truck series races.
Yeah. Well, there'll be plenty of races to watch this weekend, and one of which will have our special guest on it, and that is Ryan Preece. Ryan, welcome to the show.
What's
going on? How we doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
I had
nice.
I had to use
Doing
my
a thing for
phone.
me
I was
where I
trying to
don't
figure
hear
out what was that.
Oh, Danny's just making sure I got your mic set up good. So we're all good. We can hear you.
All right, perfect. Yeah, sorry, I had to use my cell phone because a laptop, for some reason, when I logged in, it didn't understand or wasn't figuring out the camera. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's good to have you on. I mean, I think one of the big things that because the chat's going nuts right now, we can actually put their comments on the screen for you too. So so they're
cool.
all
What's up, guys?
They're spamming 60s too, by the way.
That's funny.
So
Love it.
Kind of going into it, one of the things that I wanted to really hear from you on is going into this season, going to RFK, and it's been a career year so far for you. Can you kind of like walk me through like how is the experience of the way this season has played out so far and the speed through the year? How has that kind of been from your perspective?
Well, from my perspective, everything I've ever raced, I've been competitive in. I haven't been a guy that's been getting lapped. I've been winning races. I've been doing all those things. And for me, I would say from a cup career perspective, there was a lot of frustration. Because 2016, when that season was over, I moved back to Connecticut because I had no interest in racing for 20th. Like, I wouldn't race if that was the case. I wasn't making a living doing it or that great of a living. And the reason I raced was to try and win. So fast forward to the cup side, it was kind of that same type of feel where, we're running 30th to 25th, less than ideal. And as a race car driver, the last thing you want to hear in stage one is leaders are half straightaway back when you get all you can. And you're already doing all you can. So fast forward to 2025. We come into this season. I had a lot of high expectations, and the fact that we've been able to fulfill quite a few of them has been nice because I feel like we have a great group around us. Derek's done a great job leading this team, as well as a lot of new guys that just needed an opportunity similar to what I felt like I needed, and it's all gelled really well. It's honestly created this team atmosphere that sometimes some people don't ever experience. So, outside of winning and making the playoffs, honestly, I've been extremely not surprised, but just grateful that this team has turned out to be what it has. And, I feel like we've put ourselves in position to win a couple super speedways, which I was pretty proud of. And I owe a lot of credit to Brad, because when it comes to planning, pre-race planning, I feel like he's got a really strong work ethic. And, if you give me that roadmap of what I need to be successful, I'm going to follow it. So that's been nice. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun to be a part of RFK, not only from the driving side, but also the social side and all aspects.
So for our listening audience, obviously can't see this, but for the folks in the YouTube chat, where are you calling into the show from tonight, Ryan?
My garage. Yeah.
Wow.
So my race shop typically, it's a lot harder now that I have, we have a 2-year-old and we have a son on the way. And, typically when I get home from RFK, I'll come out here for a few hours. And, sometimes when we put Rebecca down, I'll come out here as well. So this is, some race car drivers like to play golf. I like to work on race cars. This is my thing.
I like it. I love it. Well, we got to ask. We were just talking about Daytona, obviously, and that hectic, frantic finish down the stretch. So, I want to ask about your perspective. What was going through your mind there? 8 laps to go. You restart. I think you restarted third with Buescher behind you. You're behind the front row there. You made a couple of moves. Some worked, some didn't. Take us through those final laps. What was the strategy? What was going through your mind trying to win that race Saturday night?
Yeah, I mean, the goal is always to have your teammate around you, right? And having Chris behind me, that was accomplishing that goal. The next goal was to try and get to the front row. And with Chris and I being lined up in third and fifth, all I felt like we were going to do in that moment was just keep pushing the 7 car out. And I never felt like Chris and I together, would get clear and be able to move up together. And if we were able to do that, we would have control. And I feel like I feel like we would have been in a great position to win that race. So then when that moment happened off of turn 2, where the 43 kind of lost momentum and the 5 was right there, I got clear. I know Chris didn't, but those are the opportunities that you feel like as a race car driver on super speedways you have to take in order to take control of that win, right? And I was moving up in front of the 43 at the time. As soon as I moved up, it wasn't a split second later that the 43 got a big shove from the 5. It moved him out of the way, and now I had 2 Hendrick cars lined up behind me with Christopher Bell and then another Hendrick car. So that was something that, yeah, I mean, in the moment I was controlling the lane and I was just kind of taking care. I felt like I didn't see the entire picture, and honestly, my spotter did a great job doing everything, communicating everything to me, Brandon. Um, but it was inevitable. I went back and, as you guys know, you can stream HBO Max and listen to everything that we're saying.
Mhm.
And I went back and I listened to all the audio that was being said, and even if I think we knew that they were gonna split it top of 3 and they had 4 rows of cars to successfully do that, even if I blocked it, they would have went low. So it was just it was unfortunate. I really don't think if I stayed down that we would have been in position to win, just because the 7. I mean, if he's pretty good at super speedway racing, I mean, he's won a few Xfinity ones, right? And he wasn't going to come off the bottom, especially with 2 forwards tied up behind him. So, yeah, I don't know, outside of playing Monday morning quarterback, of what I would have done different in the moment.
Yeah. Well, I that what you said there about, because when I watched it live, I was watching you in the 17 on the inside, and I was paying really close attention to what y'all were doing, how you would, because you were kind of boxed in on that inside lane, like you're saying, not a lot of options. When you got clear, yeah, I didn't think about the fact that in that moment you thought you were getting in front of Eric Jones. You didn't think about the fact that you're going to have those Hendrick guys right on your rear bumper, because that puts you in a really vulnerable position. So, yeah, I guess just bad timing, unfortunately, but I guess that kind of stuff happens. Danny, I know you had a question for Ryan. I'll let you go next.
Yeah, well, first of all, I just had to follow up on Eric's question about your garage area. 2 things. One, when and where are you driving that car behind you? And 2, what is the backstory of all the mini 41 side panels we see up behind you?
Oh yeah. So yeah, the super late model behind me, I'm planning on going to the Snowball Derby with in the beginning of December. So I actually picked that car up in January earlier this year, with the intentions to spend the entire year building it. Obviously it's got a motor in there right now, and I've kind of been piecing it together throughout the year whenever I have time, and it's kind of like a way for me when I come into my shop. I connect my my phone to my Bluetooth speaker in here, and I just work away, and I kind of get lost in my thoughts, and just start working away. And it's a great way for me to kind of decompress about whatever happened, during that race weekend, or it's just a great outlet for me to, get my mind off cup racing and do something that I've been doing for so long. And it's healthy. But the story behind all the 41 stickers behind me is, so every week at SHR, before they would print the graphics to put on the race card, they would do a small little test print. And the guy who was doing it, his name, we called him Cougar. He would give me them, so I stuck them up. Those are some of my favorite schemes that we had throughout the 2024 season or 2023 season. And I'm missing a couple of them, but it was just it was fun. We had a great relationship over there. Me, Chad, a bunch of the guys. They were fun to work with. But yeah, no, my race shop, honestly. So there's a whole story. I'll just show you a little bit of it. A little bit of that stuff and what I got.
Ryan Preece, MTV Cribs, everybody.
Yeah, but for me, it's, I don't know. I just, what? So my father and I, we rented for so long. We would rent a shop when I was up in Connecticut. And I remember when we first built our shop in 2015, 2016, like it took a lot of time to build it. So when I moved here to North Carolina, and Heather and I found our property, I cleared some land and I put up a shop that I always wanted to be able to work at from my house. So
Wow.
I mean, have something right next to your house. Why wouldn't you spend some time out here?
Well, that's really cool. One more thing is get back to a little bit more serious after Daytona. Ultimately, not in the playoffs this year, but when you do get to Talladega, you and Brad and Chris, you just get to have the fun opportunity to just go out there and just try to win a race and spoil everyone's show. So that's always pretty fun. But you had a great season. And we spent a long time earlier before you come on here breaking down the playoffs, who's in, who's not. So I have to ask, I think if we didn't have a win in your in system and we just took the top 16 points, you would have ultimately made it in, I think you were like 14th or something like that. So I got to ask where you stand on it. I mean, I know ultimately you'll race however NASCAR decides you'll race, but what do you think? What would be the best direction if you could make a call?
Well, I think, we all understand the format we're racing in. So whether we're consistent, the fact that Chris and I were extremely consistent this year didn't matter. It didn't get us in. And Chris, he's somebody that can attest to it because last year happened to him as well. They did so well in points, but they didn't make the playoffs because they didn't win a race prior to the playoffs beginning. So, for us, I want to say we were right next to Ross in points, or even Joey Logano, which, they're going to be title contenders. So I felt like we were, for a first-year team, we, outside of winning and making the playoffs, we exceeded expectations, I think, of what, the general public kind of thought we were going to do. Because in all reality, it's kind of, I joke with Derek that we're like the bad news bears. It was kind of like a whole bunch of guys that were thrown together, not necessarily thrown together because Brad put a lot of thought behind it. Him and Josh and everybody at RFK did a great job putting the people together on this team that we're gonna get along personality wise to succeed. But, from the outside looking into the garage, I think they all just kind of looked at the 60 team going in to the season as like, it's just, you might be here or there, but he's not going to be a consistent threat. And I feel like we've built ourselves into a top 10 contender. And, one thing I said, Eric, I think I said this to you a few weeks ago or a week ago when we spoke, is that we had been finding ways to finish top 10, you know what I mean? And kind of creep into top fives and execute the end of races. But what we needed to do was find that sheer speed, was find speed to get poles or have, fast moments. And we saw a glimpse of it at Richmond. And I really feel like over the next 10 races, this is a period of time that we can build upon that and continue to build on the program that we've been building on to establish that and then carry that over to 2026 and be a real threat.
We have some viewer questions that people have been sending in, and the fun part is we can just pop them on the screen for you too. First one from Braden is, what is your favorite generation of NASCAR stock car?
Man, I've only driven the Gen 6 and the Gen 7. So it's really, it's what I'll tell you is, okay, so this is something that maybe some of your listeners don't know, but like the unorthodox way that I got to Cup, which if you take a deep dive and if you just look at statistics, you see Ryan Preece did however many starts, 100 and so, I don't even know how many Cup starts I have. It might be 200 at this point. And Xfinity, I did, 60 or whatever it was. Well, there was in 2014 or 2013, 14, and 15, I was doing like one off or two races a year for like Tommy Baldwin and Premium Motorsports, which, Premium was essentially like a start and bark team. They would throw scuffs on and all that. But what I'm getting at is, so 2015, I went to Texas, and this was during the playoffs. And this is when they were high horsepower race cars. And you felt it, man. 900 horsepower, even in a car that was, 34th fastest in the series. I remember looking to my left, going through the tri-oval during qualifying and saying, holy shit, we are hauling ass.
Would that car back then beat what we have now?
I'm biased, man. I got wide, the Cup cars got wide tires. It's kind of what I come from. So I think here's what I'm going to tell you guys. There is so much more than just looking at the race car and saying, this isn't going to work. You can make anything work. You just have to have all parties that are willing to find a way to make it work. But I hate saying that multiple times, work. But for me, when you guys watched Saturday night, were you entertained?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
When you
It was
watched
pretty damn good.
Richmond at the short track with tire fall off and all those things, you were entertained. So here's what I'm going to tell you the flip side of all this is. You know what our job as racers is?
Win, do well, get as
To
far
not
as possible.
entertain you. We don't want to entertain you. We want to absolutely just beat the other guy and not even make it a race. But see, that's the challenging part is the competitive side that we have, but the entertainment side that we need, they need to meet in the middle. So, I feel like us as race car drivers, we want a lot of horsepower because it's going to make us feel a lot better about what we're doing. Or maybe feel like we have more, we can make more of a difference when we're racing the race cars or kind of stuck in a position. But, when you look at the next gen era and the restarts and all these things that it kind of produces, man, the racing, as much as I can get frustrated getting stuck in dirty air, or, we as drivers talk about the frustrations that we have, this is an entertainment sport. And this car does provide some really entertaining moments.
Yeah.
We have
what was it? We saw, was it the four closest, not closest, it was the closest first to second, closest first through third, and the closest now first through fourth place finishes in Cup history. It happened in the last 2 years. So NASCAR got what they want. They got close racing. That's for sure. Sorry, Jared. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
To the racing enthusiasts, like I'm a racer, okay? What I like about the car behind me is if I want to make a part for it that I feel like is going to make me go faster, I can do that. So with what we're doing in the Cup Series right now, you can be a new car owner. You can come in and you can buy the same parts and pieces that RFK buys or JGR buys or Hendrick or whatever. And a lot of it, what it comes down to is people and the thought process of how you go about setups or aerodynamics or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm just the driver that holds the steering wheel. But there's just it's just kind of changed the way we all have to think.
It's funny that we talked about the entertainment side because the next two questions from the fans are like purely based on entertainment. Nav Racing fan asks, "What was it like playing Ricky Bobby?"
It's always fun. Yeah, I felt like we had a good time with that, and whenever you have a team that's willing to go along with it, and kind of like, how when you're gonna do something, you got to go the whole way. You can't just kind of like, for example, the infomercial thing. If you don't do whatever, what you had to be able to actually say the things that were needed to be said, or kind of be a little edgy with it, and that was the nice part about what we did. When we were doing all that, so it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and I feel like if I could have raced with a Cougar in the car, it would have been even better.
And then one question that's been coming up a lot, and it's from yours truly, Chris, on here, who has asked this, and probably takes about 10 minutes. Would you be willing to participate in one of our fun segments? It's called Random Driver of the Week, and we'll throw out questions, and you just guess which driver it is.
Are you asking me this right now?
If you want, it takes maybe 10 minutes at most.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Whatever.
You get three guesses.
We got to explain the rules. Jarrett here, Minnesota Vikings here, is going to start dishing out clues, and Ryan, you, me, and Danny here are going to listen to the clues, and we get three guesses. So you don't need to blow them all at once because we're dumb. It usually takes us 10 or 15 clues to even have a hint of an answer, but we will then try to guess what random NASCAR driver Jarrett. And the chat makes fun of us every week because we usually take forever to get whoever it is.
Jarrett could tell us he's on the call with us right now. Me and Eric would still be like,
yeah, like what driver could he be talking about? So,
well, let's roll into it. Where's the graph?
Okay, Jarrett.
There we go.
Oh gosh. Oh, we got an intro for it and everything. All right, Ryan, you're such a good sport.
So random driver of the week. They've explained the rules. Danny leads Eric right now, 28-27. And it's been back and forth. In the last 5, Danny's gotten 3, Frankie Muniz, Willie T. Ribbs, and Steve Grissom. Eric has got Todd Bodine and Sam Ard correct.
Oh, these aren't current guys, so I'm screwed.
I mean, Frankie Muniz is.
I saw Ryan's face. He's like, oh, these guys got elite ball knowledge.
Yeah, well, since you're on the computer, I'm going to start mine up and pull up ChatGPT here. So,
hey, whoa!
I think we roll against
That's
that.
against the spirit of the rules, Ryan.
All right, you're right. You're right.
Let's put a black flag.
All right, let's roll into it before we get too off the rails. Right. So this
Danny and I, this is also Danny and I do turn off the chat for this section.
Oh yeah,
so
actually need to turn that
it's
off,
an even
bad.
playing field.
And you can just scream out the answer. Don't hesitate and don't think out loud because where's Eric over here? Has screwed that up a few times.
I give it away without meaning to.
Someone says something they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
All right, let's start. This random driver is a Michigan native.
Eric Jones.
Eric Jones, the first guess right off the bat, and
no. Bam.
All right.
Now I did do extensive research on this side, but none of us, including Ryan, have tweeted about this random driver before.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Wow.
Trust me, I thought I did.
Wow. Oh, that's a hint.
I'm impressed that you actually looked up to see if he's tweeted about.
I gotta do my due diligence.
Okay.
This random driver let Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman actually take laps in their race car.
Oh, would this be a Hendrick driver?
This one, but
I'm not saying. This random driver at one point and for one race was actually sponsored by Big Daddy's Barbecue.
Ryan, have you already you Googled it? Have you found
it? Googling stuff?
You can't be Googling the answer.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm in iMessage.
No, you can't phone our buddy Elijah Burke either.
Oh, gosh. He's over here trying to find where Michigan is on the map.
Yeah, I am.
All right. I have numbers and manufacturers this random driver has been in.
Yeah,
Oh my
that-
gosh. Okay.
Numbers are, and it's a long list of numbers.
You
Oh,
can
geez.
write these down, by the way, if you want
Yeah,
to.
you
write
can
down
you can take notes. 0, 2, 4, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 25, 31, 34, 40, 44, 45, 48, 52, 59, 60, 74, and 78 are the numbers.
I don't think I heard the numbers I wanted to hear, but I have to throw out Brad Keselowski.
Brad Keselowski.
There was
I
never
figure,
a
we got an
second
RFK guy here. Maybe that'd be a little too obvious. But
We're
all
not-
right.
we're not
never a
that on the
stick
nose on this
mentioned
show.
one time.
Okay.
The this is gonna make it even funnier. This random driver ran in Chevys, Toyotas, and Pontiacs, never a Ford or Dodge.
Oh, well, I was way off.
that made it even better.
Hmm.
This random driver made 24 career cup starts.
Oh my gosh, Jared. Who is this?
24.
24. Almost as funny as 25. This random driver made his first cup attempt, did not make the race, but first cup attempt in the number 59 for Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah,
50.
you got me. I don't know, man. I am
59.
lost.
How many clues are left, Jarrett?
10.
Okay, all right. Home stretch.
This random driver made 4 IROC starts with finishes of 4th, 5th, 10th, and 6th.
Oh, so they were a champion of something.
It's Frank Kimmel, isn't it?
Frank Kimmel, that is
Oh.
the guess, and
Hmm.
it is
Oh.
wrong.
Dang.
I don't know,
This
the
random driver
44 stood out to me.
made 108 career Xfinity starts.
Mm. You said they drove Chevys, Toyotas, and Pontiacs?
Correct.
Oh my
I really
gosh.
thought I had that one though.
This random driver did score one Xfinity Series win. Might be off on that, but it was minimal.
You gotta know your clues, Jarrett.
What
I
year
can't
is
read my own
this?
handwriting sometimes. I write this all out. This random driver made 1 Daytona 500 start. That was in 2003 with a finish of 14th.
Not bad. Not
Oh.
bad.
I don't have enough knowledge of who that would be.
I have no clue who that would have been. Has the chat gotten it, Jared? Are they
I
unanimous
think
yet?
got a long time ago.
Yeah, they got it.
Oh my gosh,
We
chat.
got 5 clues left, actually. This random driver made 297 career truck starts in 13
Hold on.
years.
Real quick, I got a question.
Mhm.
You said 2003 Daytona 500 finished 13th?
14th.
13th.
14th. Oh, okay. I got it now.
You know who it is?
Well, I cheated, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. No.
So he's officially DQ'd himself.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to give
I
him
mean,
the
I'm not
black-
going to, yeah.
This
Are
random
we even
driver is a
remotely close yet?
three-time three-time truck champion.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, that's got to be the
Matt
guy.
Crafton?
Not
Wait,
no.
What'd
no.
you say, Danny?
No,
Sprague.
no. I thought
Jack
that's not
Sprague.
Correct.
Wait, it was Sprague, right? Not Crafton.
It was-
No,
What'd you
no,
say?
I
Jack
was
Sprague.
definitely wrong on that.
It was Sprague. All right.
That was
There we
good.
go. That's a tough one.
That was really good. Now I feel embarrassed. Very
But
uninspirational, Ryan. Yeah, sorry, man.
that was Jack Sprague.
That's
We are
funny.
tied up at 28 now, and I think we've
Hey.
guys. I think we've went back and forth for like 8
I needed
weeks
that
now
one.
of just
Yes, we
Eric
have.
Danny.
I
Dang.
needed that one to even the score. Ryan, we appreciate you spending some time with us. We won't keep you too much longer. I wanted to ask before we kick you off here. We were talking about our championship 4 picks. I know it's a little awkward, but do you have a championship 4 pick for the Cup Series? Who are your 4 right now?
Jeez,
Put
I
you on the
don't even
spot.
know who's in the playoffs. Nah, I'm just kidding. Man,
Now
I
you
feel
can
like
Google.
everybody. So everybody always goes with your typicals, right? Like your, I feel like your Denny Hamlin, your Ryan Blaney. Who else? Joey Logano.
Yeah.
But here's what I'm going to say. I think that I'll be honest with you. I have a feeling like Josh Berry is going to be fast this weekend, and he could sneak up on quite a few in this first round. So I think if they're able to, I feel like he's going to go pretty far. I feel like Ryan Blaney's definitely going to make it to the final round. So I'll put Ryan Blaney. I think my dark horse pick would definitely. I'd like to see Josh Berry get there.
Okay.
William Byron has been super fast, so I'll say him, and then probably Seabell.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
it's probably an odd four that most people wouldn't guess.
I like the outside the box pick with Barry there. I can at least respect the boldness.
Yeah.
A couple of those we all had in ours. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first two, I'm like, that's one I put on. That's one I
Yeah.
put on.
Yep.
There's one Danny
Blank-
put on.
Ryan Blaney and Byron have been a popular pick on the show so far, so you fit right in.
My
Yeah.
bold take was that we'd have 2 Penske's, Blaney and Logano, and 2 Gibbs cars, no Hendrick cars make it.
Ooh, hot take.
That's
Well,
bold.
Ryan, we appreciate you joining us tonight for a bit and playing our little evil game that Jarrett tortures us with every single week. But yeah, man, good luck the rest of this season. I guess you still got a lot to race for. Still have a shot at a win. I would not be surprised if that 60 cars in victory lane some point these final 10 weeks. So appreciate you being on the show tonight, man. Good luck this weekend.
No, yeah. Hey guys, you honestly have a fun podcast. So glad I could be a part of that game and feel really honestly embarrassed that I didn't know that because growing up I loved the truck series and Jack Sprague and Ron Hornaday and all those guys that raced it. They were really iconic. So pretty embarrassing on my part.
To be fair, you didn't give yourself a chance. I think if you'd held on until the 3 championships, you would have gotten it like we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Valid point. All right, guys. Well, thank you.
We might have to
Good
have
one,
it
Ryan.
back so you can get some redemption at that.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. I'll see you.
Have a good
So,
night,
yeah.
man.
Good
Oh, that
stuff.
was fun. I love the fact that right away, uninspirational.
That was funny, Blue Jimmy fan.
Oh man, what's crazy is that was a fun conversation, and it was probably one of the more fun interviews we've had in a long time. And
Yeah.
we still have some news to break down before we
Yeah.
get over to Darlington.
We've
Let's
already
do
gotten
it.
through some of our fun.
Yeah.
We
Had to have
got-
some fun
that's
early.
right. We got 2 fun segments though, so we'll have a little fun in a little bit. Let's go over to the headlines. How about we do that? NWP headlines tonight. I think we can honestly burn through some of them pretty quick. First off, Kaulig going to Ram. Another one that was just kept so well under wraps.
Interesting. Excuse me, that this is a fully funded Ram entry. Like it's
I don't
almost
think we
like
expected this much of it.
No.
yeah, up to 5 trucks at Daytona. They haven't announced drivers yet, though there's a lot of speculation out there, a few names that have been thrown around. But no, that's the way I see it is if you're Kaulig racing from a competitive standpoint, what do you have to lose? You're bottom of the totem pole in Cup with Chevrolet. Your Xfinity team has even, taken a small dive the last couple of years. It's like, might as well like get in with a new OEM now and maybe build this thing up. And in a couple of years, your tier 1, your Cup Series, program is revamped. I see this as a high, what am I trying to say? High ceiling. What am I trying to say? Low risk, high reward. That's what I'm trying to say. Low risk, high potential reward for Kaulig. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, I've done a video on it. We talked about it on here. I was comfortable enough going into this year with Eric picking AJ to make the playoffs, with all of us talking about the upside of different drivers they have in the lower, in the Xfinity side. I was confident enough, and so far I've been proven right, of saying they wouldn't win a race in any series this year.
Did you make that prediction at the start of the season?
It's still up there. It's 10 races to go. Plenty can happen.
Okay. That's a bold prediction you made, and it's definitely looking good.
AJ
Unfortunately for Kaulig.
AJ isn't going to be in that Xfinity race, I believe. So,
Oof.
I mean, just saying.
I think this deal will go further past the truck series than people realize. I think there'll be a lot of snowball effect off this move.
Well, and one of the drivers, as Mike 220 says, was rumored for this as Butterbean. He might be somebody coming up there. We talked about the Cletus McFarland connection, Danny Dye. I mean, it was at the family dealership. So
Yeah,
Mikey's
safe to
like,
say.
oh my God, Danny Dye's back.
Back
So
in
he's
his-
going to be happy.
Back on FS1 next year. Yeah, I mean Butterbean,
Where
he's
he
tearing it
belongs.
up in ARCA. Yeah, I think those would be solid drivers. Christian Eckes had a lot of Truck Series success, but now he's in Xfinity. I don't know what Kaulig's Xfinity program will look like next year. I think I predicted last week that Eckes would stay in Xfinity. I'd heard through the grapevine that's likely where things are headed. But if he does go back to trucks, we know he's a great Truck Series racer. I want to see if a Corey LaJoy goes full-time trucks with a team like Kaulig. That could be his path back to the Cup Series. Or I threw out the name Raja Karuth as well. I know he's got Hendrick sponsorship, but so does Larson, Corey Day. How high up on the totem pole is Raja at Hendrick right now?
This gives Raja not a faster, but a better path to Cup. Potentially, this is a move that him and his camp need to look at.
Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't have any source on that. I
want to go back to the Corey LaJoy side of it, right? Mm-hmm. So he's going full on with Spire the rest of the season, and he's in trucks. Say you swallow his pride, say whatever it is. If you're in the Dodge pipeline, you're going to be really, because let's be honest, I know Ram and Dodge are different, I know, but let's be honest, we kind of see where this is heading downstream. If he's with Ram, Dodge in the truck side of it, getting, top end OEM support with the experience he has, with the speed he's shown in his few starts so far this year, which he should be showing with the experience he has in NASCAR in general, he would probably be one of, if not, depending on the driver crop they get, the lead driver of the Dodge stable, and be probably first in line unless a great, free agent came over to jump up to Xfinity or Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I think if LaJoy, say next year LaJoy is on their truck team, he's probably their best driver, although I will say Brendan Queen might give him a run for that money. But yeah, at first, at least, he will be their veteran, most experienced leader. And, maybe this goes better than his last stint with Spire. We'll see.
Hey, I mean, I'm just saying it could be a good option to go on up. I mean, there's plenty of drivers too, if they would take the move down, but be in a better team overall and move up. I mean, to me, this screams a move that Matt DiBenedetto should make. Somebody who wants to rebuild his career, get up through the ranks, get in better equipment. No offense to Viking Motorsport. I love me some Vikings, but it ain't cutting it right now for the very competitive side of it. Give it a shot. Or maybe if they want to try and jump over, be one of the defectors or something.
Daniel Hemrick has done it. He's went to the 19 truck.
I'm just saying, man, I think trucks will be very interesting next year. And I think that's why we have, this is the reason why, is the catalyst to why we've seen silly season for the truck side just blow up and be awesome this year. Yeah. So
good luck to Kaulig and Ram.
Yes. There might be a few that might need luck. We'll find out for sure. Now, there also has been some NASCAR updates. I don't know. I can't do that. Actually watched Law and Order last week, so I have it stuck in my head right now. Any of the episodes with Angie Harmon on it, I'm there for it, man.
I have I have never seen an episode of Law and Order of any kind at any point in my life.
It is a good waste your time show.
The closest experience I have to Law and Order is that scene in The Office when Michael Scott reenacts an episode of Law and Order for the talent show or whatever it was.
Well, with races on USA, you'll have a fair shot of accidentally seeing one. So
probably. I know the little theme banger.
That is a banger. But anyway, getting to the NASCAR side of things. Sounds like NASCAR has informed the court and informed the teams that they plan on issuing a charter that is currently sort of under the umbrella of the 2311 front row side of it to a redacted team, Redacted Motorsports.
Catchy.
It's not one of the former SHR ones, I believe.
It sounds like it's one of the four that a 2311 in front row ultimately, had taken away when they did not sign the charter agreement.
And NASCAR considers those
given that, right? Not having to pay ridiculous amount of money.
So that's the thing. They didn't say pay, and it's been, I know it's been brought up too, and I think Dale Jr. or Denny Hamlin, one of the two, might have been Dorp. It was someone on Dirty Mo had said, I wish I remembered who it was, had said that it is still in this provision that NASCAR can up the amount of charters if they deem that necessary. Of course, that was also in talk of, Dodge coming down the line. Sounds like the Honda stuff is heating up a little bit. Depends what happens there, but that they could just give charters away if that's being said. But I think that the part that caught everybody is like Redacted Racing is looking to jump on in, and it's a team that's looked to buy a charter for a couple of years now. Is something somebody said?
Yeah, no, that's what it said in their document. So obviously, I know where we're all thinking. We're all thinking it's Junior Motorsports, who, if NASCAR was let's say theoretically NASCAR were to give away a charter, there are two people I could see them giving a charter to because it helps the sport in their eyes. One is Dale Earnhardt Jr., because having Junior full-time in Cup with his team would raise the Cup Series profiles, no doubt. And the second would be Jim France. They just say, we're going to give Jim a charter and he can go Cup racing. I doubt that's what this is, but who knows?
I think I'm going to kind of push back. I honestly think it's more likely him than Dale Jr.
Maybe it is.
They wanted to race this year.
He wanted to help. He wanted to help fund a Spire effort. I mean,
read the tea leaves. We know where that's going.
That would be especially ugly from a PR standpoint if they and it's people say they stole or took the charter from 2311. They had the opportunity to sign the agreement. They didn't. They knew this was a risk. They ultimately forfeited their rights to these charters when they did not sign. I don't know if they had a better course of action, if they wanted to sign and then sue. And I don't know if they could have gone about this a different way. But when they didn't sign the deal, they lost those charters and they had to be okay with that. They've obviously fought it through injunctions, but when they chose not to sign, they knew this was likely to happen. And so, I don't know, NASCAR being aggressive, wanting to, transfer them when there's still a case ongoing is bold, considering what would happen if the teams win the case in December. That would really mess things up quite a bit.
Just add charters at that rate, I would think.
Maybe. I don't. Who even knows what the charter system would look like?
Jeff Gordon's been added to the chase. That's what we would get charter. We get the charter 37.
Fifth charter for Hendrick.
Dude, that could actually be a good. Remember I had that thing about a proto charter. You could have certain teams that race a certain amount of races as a chartered team. And that'd be proto charters. They could call it charter 37. That has a ring to it. We're doing Garage 56, or we're doing, we can't just 91. Guys,
we can't just be putting word and the numbers and make that a thing. We got to get a little more creative.
The NFL had nicknames for a long time, or it was just initials, LT, AP. Well, if on the tier list of lazy nicknames, this is actually kind of higher up.
Someone that I'm not ruling out of the equation into who this might be getting this is Legacy. And I saw something from Matt Weaver where he showed all the blacked out the Call of Duty Black Ops version of this. And someone, Braden Williams, did a good job putting together this graphic of what fits in that amount of space. RPAC Racing RPAC Racing LLC is apparently the LLC name for Legacy, and it does fit the bill of sizing for this.
That is next level internet sleuthing right there to try and figure out what would fit in that little redacted space. Well, so the added wrinkle to this is if NASCAR does transfer or sell or whatever one of these charters to a completely different team, or multiple charters to different teams, which they'd like to do, 2311 in Front Row in their court filing the other day said they would go out of business. If these charters get sold and they can't get them back, they say that's the end of 2311 and Front Row.
It sounds like they won't be able to keep Tyler Reddick.
Yeah, well, the drivers would leave because their contract, requires that a charter be provided. If the teams shut down, the drivers are absolutely going to leave. If the teams don't shut down, I don't know that the drivers would jump ship, because 2311 is still one of the best teams. You have a great chance to win, and that's what these drivers care a lot about. But
I think it's easier for Reddick to find a ride than it is Bubba, if I'm being honest.
The thing is, I think somebody would make room for a Reddick, and I honestly think marketing wise, and now that his performance has gotten better, I do think if needed, a team probably could do that for Bubba, but for sure Reddick.
I think this offseason it could get interesting if this goes bad.
This is a hot take here, but even though he's grandson, what if Ty Gibbs had to step aside to let Tyler Reddick get in there, because they have the monster funding that they both have, and
the sponsor
Ty Gibbs is not getting it going. they could want to put him into the 54 or 18, whatever they do.
Austin Cindric's seat keeps getting hotter.
Yeah, I mean, there's been talk about that, and if he doesn't perform, I gotta say though, and I think this is the other question we should ask. Overall lawsuit here, because I think we can actually start piecing more stuff together. Like, who do we think kind of actually wins this thing? Because there's gonna be a winner and a loser at the end of this. I'm leaning. It can go either way because of what'd you say?
I think NASCAR wins it.
See, that's thing. It could go either way because of we're getting basically court propaganda from both sides. But
yeah,
I am kind of leaning NASCAR on it just because again, it's the North Carolina side of it. NASCAR has home court advantage, and there's been proof before that they've gotten their way when other people probably couldn't in that side of it.
I don't like to fuel conspiracies, but I will push back against this one. Again, Michael Jordan went to UNC, owned the Charlotte Hornets. Like, I'd argue Michael Jordan is as big a fish in that pond as Jim France is. So I don't know that is going to push things over the edge. I'm not talking in front of the scenes
at all, but I just
behind the scenes. Michael Jordan used to gamble. He knows how to play these games. I mean,
yeah, and he got in trouble for it too. He didn't win. He ended up having to after that play a few years of baseball mediocre. But I'll say this too on it, and this is another important piece. I get everyone's like is happy and excited, like maybe it's Dale Jr. And if that's the case, there'll be the added diehard interest from it, and maybe like a couple people that watched Jr. for the longest time that come back. Maybe that's a long shot in my opinion. Michael Jordan is a bigger asset to NASCAR for the wider public than Dale Earnhardt Jr. ever will be. And Michael Jordan, if marketed correctly, would be a much better and much quicker way to draw people in to at least be curious about it, rather than saying Dale Jr. Rather than a driver that is, and I'm a Dale Jr. fan, and I'm saying this, but
I disagree. I honestly I think Michael Jordan is a legend and icon, but he's not the now. Like, his shoes are more popular than he is right now, is the truth. Like, I think if Michael Jordan was really going to move the needle, we would have seen that by now. And I think he has helped. I don't think he's hurt the sport by any means. We've seen NASCAR become a top story on First Take and get media coverage it otherwise wouldn't. And that's largely because of Michael Jordan's involvement. But I think Dale Earnhardt Jr., that name is just synonymous with racing. He's already around the sport. So just putting him in
fans.
Yeah, but I think I would
argue Jeff Gordon was bigger outside of the sport than Dale Jr. was. And Dale Jr. was the more popular driver in the sport. For diehard fans, Dale Jr. brings people in. But you can even see, and granted, it's rudimentary in the metric, but like when you look at like Google Trends, for instance, Jeff Gordon has always been a more interesting aspect and athlete for NASCAR from outsiders looking stuff up about him than Jr. has.
I would argue NASCAR is at a point now where it almost needs to rally the base as much or more than it needs to.
That might be the case.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's close, but I don't think Michael Jordan, his name, his face alone being attached is great for the sport. But
the Jordan brand being attached is, though.
Oh, it is. It's great, but it isn't. We've seen the last 4 years, it's not provided a noticeable major boost, maybe a small boost, a little more clout here and there for sure, a little more credibility and in certain, amongst other networks and such. But I don't think it's I at the core of this, what you're getting at is if Michael Jordan leaves NASCAR as a result of this lawsuit, if 2311, and I know we're overlooking front row, but they dissolve and Reddit goes elsewhere, Bubba goes elsewhere, maybe some of these guys don't find good rides. If Jordan's gone, that would be a black eye on the sport. Would it be like, would it drive significant numbers of fans away? I mean, we'll see. I don't know. NASCAR would have to be comfortable with that loss. It would be a bad look, but yeah, I don't know. To answer your first question, who wins this? I don't know. I don't know who wins this right now. And I actually think there is a potential, even if they don't settle things ahead of time, which seems unlikely at this point. I think there's a chance even in court that whoever may win, there are still going to be some amount of concessions from either side. I could see there being it's not going to be like a winner take all, let's say. I could see something in the middle coming to fruition.
A perfect world, MJ stays, Dale Jr. gets a charter at some point. The thing is, it's like he's being outpriced. Jr. is,
yeah,
and he's not gonna blow 40 mil if he's probably not selling that.
If he's just given one,
Yeah.
It could happen, man.
Yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
see.
it could. The interesting part will be the Hendrick connection and all that, but it's just this is going to get. We talked about it. This is getting messy, and I think it's only going to get messier as it goes. And I think because again, this is what mid-December is when all of this is going to be coming
I
to a
think
head.
it's supposed to be the 1st of December, I believe.
First
but
of December.
There could be delays.
Dude.
You never know.
But the 26th season coming up, like that would muddy stuff up too. I have a feeling this is going to really start ramping up, and by say the end of the last couple races of the season, this is going to be so much out there in front in the public space more and more.
Well,
I mean, we haven't really got the big mainstream media hit of like Michael Jordan and NASCAR go back and forth, but I have a feeling when it's a month away or less than a month away, like the finale will be, I'm feeling by then Good Morning America or somebody really big is going to cover it. And then it's going to start going around to a bunch of the normies. And then it's just going to gain steam from there at that point, at least. Maybe it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, but
So-
it's going to get ugly.
not that this would happen. I highly doubt it would. But I'm just curious if for some reason it's given to a Dale Earnhardt Jr. and he just goes full like Ricky Bobby's dad in Talladega Nights when he's giving those free tickets and he just starts selling them immediately when he walks outside. What if Junior just goes and said, "All right, Denny Hamlin, sell it to you for $1. Here you go, it's back." But what would NASCAR be able to do?
There has to be a provision against that. You have to think that like just NASCAR likes to cover.
I'm
its
gonna sell it as
bases
soon as
so
I get it.
much.
Here it is.
What's the thing? We don't know the freaking agreement. They won't
Dale
publish
Jr.
anything with this shit.
Dale Jr. scalping tickets outside of Daytona.
Dale Jr. is a
funny,
season
Bagel.
ticket holder of charters.
God, that would put even TJ Pusher's transactional history to shame.
The thing is that because of this, that is completely on the back burner, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
that would be the biggest story of the year, probably
Like,
any other year. But
NASCAR is just giving someone a very valuable asset.
Yeah, well,
man, NASCAR never fails to entertain
and confuse
and
and exhaust
Mainly confused.
and dishearten.
You know what doesn't confuse though? Having fun. Having fun is never confusing. You just love having fun. And when we have a lot of fun, a lot more fun than NASCAR, when we
Man.
go and do our predictions.
Oh,
We
last week
usually
was fun for me. I enjoyed last week.
So
yeah.
each host will make 2 NASCAR motorsports or show related predictions. We can play fast and loose with those. Predictions are kept track each week in our accountability session, and we'll try and keep them relatively concise, hopefully. For me, I said I spelled "or" wrong. There you go, Jarrett. Spell check, baby.
Yikes.
2 or more past Cup champions will miss the 2025 playoffs. I was right. Yeah, awesome. I said former Minnesota Viking Brian Asamoah would be cut by the Tennessee Titans. He was because he was trash.
What?
Oof. It was bad. It was just
That off. I think was it Cam Robinson y'all sent to the Texans, the offensive lineman, or is that a different? is that not the
No.
Vikings
We
guy?
did we give you Ed Ingram?
Oh, I don't know. Well,
Or-
Cam Robinson's been hurt. I thought that was the guy we got from Minnesota. I don't
I
remember.
think you guys got 2 from Minnesota. I think it was like Ed Ingram and Cam Robinson, and they're both.
We were desperate.
Anyways, I'm interested what's happening over at Spore Motorsports.
God, man, dude. I said, well, you know what? Nobody from Spore made it, so either way, it's correct as being wrong. No, I said one 2025 Spire car would make it, and they
And we
did
were
not.
thinking host of bar.
Yeah, we were thinking Hocevar, or in Eric's case, McDowell. I said 6
had
drivers
fun.
that missed the 24 playoffs would make it in 25. 5 did.
Oh, so close.
I know, man. I was like,
Mm.
dude, if Cole Custer would have won that, I would have been right. There would also only be 1 flip in total at Daytona. There were none.
There was
So-
0.
Hey.
Ryan
Danny.
Preece kept it on the ground.
Danny
Oh
All
my.
that green, all that green, baby.
Oh my.
said the Daytona Summer Race would be won by a driver in the top 16 spots heading into the race.
And I said that a while ago, I think.
Yes, you did. You said all Cup races from the remaining 4 regular season races would finish on their scheduled day. You said Kaulig would announce going to Ram at the Daytona Ram dealership this weekend. They did. And you said RCR would not win the Xfinity race. and they did
That
not.
is amazing weekend.
Eric said Josh Berry would finish regular season outside the top 20 in points, but you also said that Chase Briscoe and Ryan Preece would finish better than Noah Gregson and Josh Berry. Berry made the playoffs. Preece did not.
Oh, if only I'd counted. If I should have specified regular season standings.
Yeah. And you said all 3 RFK cars would lead at least 1 lap. I believe, was it Busher that didn't or Brad?
Oh, I should have double checked that. Oh man, I knew they all got close.
They were close. Well, so far this season, Danny is leading now 38.71 to Eric's 34.72 and my 33.333. Repeating.
Busher did not lead a lap. Damn it, Chris.
And I am leading all time at the moment, 38.71, which is funny because if you look back, we both were at 38.71.
You just took my 2025 number.
Yeah, all time. Danny's at 33.72 and Eric is at 32.77. So Danny leads us off again. Danny, Eric, and then me.
I got a bold one to start us off.
Ooh, I like bold.
Next year in the NASCAR O'Reilly Series, Penske Racing returns.
Ooh, I like it. I like it, Picasso. All right, Eric, you're next.
I'm next. I'm going to go with a bold one too. So fun fact, in the 7 Darlington Next Gen races, there have been 7 different winners. I think we get an eighth different winner this week.
You made this, I think you made this last year. Like for the 7th different one. Yeah.
Oh, and I got it. Then let's ride that train, baby.
God, I can hear the dog in the other room. Riss has trained the dog that when she says use your words when he wants to eat, he'll go brrr. Yes, Riss, I did hear that. I know she can hear me. As for my predictions, I'm going to say this. The next, no, it's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. She's like, apologize. I'm going to say this. The next NASCAR driver to play Random Driver of the Week will win.
But who do we get?
Especially if they cheat like Ryan Preece tried to.
I'm sorry, guys. We have got to like structure this as the whenever drivers join live, we got to structure it that way. We totally have to get Carson to play it.
Ooh, yeah,
because I feel like he would actually kick our ass.
I don't know. The driver from Michigan, he probably would have got much quicker.
And they could. Oh, I'll say this. I'll even make it just so there's no confusion. Current or former driver. I'll put that provision in there, so it can be.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Maybe one day we'll get Dale Jr. on. Then I'll really have to dig deep in my NASCAR knowledge.
Rude.
All right. My second one, right?
Yes.
It is the opening weekend of college football season. So I'm going to make a college football related thing for all 3 of our teams. That being Tennessee, Notre Dame, and I'm giving Eric Texas since that's where he went to school. Our 3 college teams will finish the opening weekend at a combined record of 2-1. I'm not saying who will win or who will lose, but it's a combined record of 2-1.
Who's Notre Dame playing?
Miami.
Miami, Florida?
Yes.
Who's Tennessee playing?
Syracuse.
Okay, well, that's probably a dub for Tennessee. Yeah. So it's really, I mean, Texas, good chance we lose to Ohio State. So I mean, we might be the one. Unfortunately,
I like a champion today.
You're kind of who I have in mind, but it could be either of you.
Danny's like death staring me through his screen. I could just tell. He looks like he's like.
I'm gonna love it.
If he's about to deliver some
right.
I'm gonna be my team.
When I read this next week and Tennessee loses, if they lose, I should say, not when, if they lose, I'm gonna be like, hey, buddy, how's it going? Getting a prediction right?
I'd also be okay getting it wrong and we all win.
Danny was looking into
that's cool.
Danny was looking at us like that Anakin meme where it's just, and she's like, oh yeah, and the children, right, and he's just.
No, you should see. I'm not going to bring it up in detail, but y'all got to see the version of that meme with how to use AI.
But I say this with all due respect, since Texas is going to Ohio State, and I made the mistake of going to Ohio State, it is very rough and it can get very ugly there.
Is it my turn to make my second prediction?
Correct.
Yes. We talked a lot about who's going to get eliminated. Talked a lot about Team Penske. Ryan was very confident that he had 2 Penske affiliated cars getting to the championship 4. My prediction is that 3 of the 4 Penske cars will get out of the round of 16. Spoiler alert, I think Barry is probably the guy getting eliminated, but Ryan disagreed, so we'll find out.
Well, I mean, Barry and Cindric outside of stage points have basically the same stat line this year.
Yeah, but I think one of them will make it out of the first round. One of them will. That's my.
All right.
You say 3 Penske's will be eliminated this round?
No, we'll make it out of the round.
Oh, sorry.
All right. I want to make one for this weekend, but I don't know which one I'm going to make yet. Got to make up my mind quick. Let's go a little more bold with it. SVG will be 13th or lower in points after this race.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope he's higher, honestly. I would love to actually see how far he can make it, but
If he's already behind 12 after this one, I think he definitely gets eliminated.
just he could lose those just in the stages, let alone the finish. Because I don't think he's getting stage points unless like everybody pits with 2 to go.
I think it's fully well possible that Alex Bowman goes from 16th and gets a top 10 every single one of these races.
And I think honestly, you gotta just top 15 your way through this round. But other people have mistakes or run terrible. So all right, that'll do it. That's a lot of fun. We had 2 fun segments at different points this week. And now let's head to Darlington or Portland or Darlington. I don't know. We'll go to it either way. So a couple of weekend notes heading in. Derek Kraus will be in the 44 car for NY Racing and Cup. And then on the truck side, we're looking at Trevor Bain in the 1 truck and Corey Day in the 7 this weekend. So keep those in mind when picks.
Love the Victory Junction Trevor Bain truck. If you all saw that paint scheme, looks really cool.
As for the truck one, it's the Sober or Slammer 200.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's
far
nuts.
from our roots we have come.
It's more intimidating than click it or ticket.
They're still both
Beef,
awesome.
it's what's for dinner.
Riss still to this day, because she was at one of those races, quotes that when I'm like, what'd you get? I got ground beef. It's what's for dinner. But the Sober Slammer 200 is 147 laps, 45, 45, 57, starting at noon Eastern time on FS1 and Fox Sports app. We got a noon truther. Woo! It'll be on NRN and SiriusXM NASCAR Radio. Defending winner of this race is Ross Chastain. It'll be 83 with 50% chance of showers. So knowing Fox, they're probably not going to want to extend it too far with college football. So I'm assuming that if they make it past stage 2 or halfway, they're just going to call it no matter what. Don't expect them to have a long period of time trying to dry it. Yep. Portland, they're having the Pacific Office Automation 147, which is 75 laps, 25 each are the stages, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on the CW, and MR 82, partly cloudy, 9% chance of rain. There will be a new winner because Shane Van Gisbergen is the defending winner. And then there's the Cookout Southern 500, 367 laps, 115, 137 are the stages at 6 p.m. Eastern time on the USA Network and NBC Sports app, MRN and SiriusXM NASCAR Radio for the radio call again. 82 degrees at the start, mostly cloudy, 24% chance of rain. Both temperature and chance of rain go down as the night goes on. And Chase Briscoe is your defending winner. As for the pick points, I still lead. Chat got the Cup race correct. So they are now minus 20. Danny minus 31. Eric minus 35.
This gap for me and Eric is starting to not feel good of only 10 races remaining.
Well, so
I am pissed off.
Well, at least you get the first pick again.
Oh, I should say, I feel great about my picks. I think I'm getting a clean sweep. I should have made that one of my. I should have doubled down and made that one of my bold predictions. I feel good about having the first pick this week. Feels so good. And can I start? Oh yeah.
Let's go on into the truck.
Oh yes. All right. Obviously, I'm going to pick Corey Heim to win the truck.
Jared, I heard it. I heard Day.
I didn't finish the sentence. Corey Heim. Heim time. Time o'clock somewhere. That doesn't really rhyme. I tried.
Well, I'm not gonna go with Lane Riggs. I'm gonna actually go with his teammate Chandler Smith this week.
Chandler. All right, Chandler. So are we going Trevor Bain on this one in chat?
What? Okay, chat.
The Bane train.
I didn't
I
expect
like
that
that.
one in the year
there's
2025.
some
but
rigs.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of lane rigs. Oh, it might be rigs. I think I just saw 6 in a row.
I'll put a poll just in case, but I'm assuming
I think it's worthy
gonna.
of a poll.
Yeah, I have a feeling it'll be 34, but we better just double check.
I think Trevor Bain's going to come out swinging. I think he's going to be tough to beat. That truck's got to have like an extra 20 horse.
He's got no chance.
They're not falling for it. Damn it.
Go back
All
to
right.
Mahalo Coffee, Trevor Bain.
We're gonna end that one really quickly. So it is Lane Riggs.
Good pick, chat. Solid.
So that leaves my number 3 because everyone else got my 1, 2, and 4. And so I'll go again. Everyone laughed at me last time, and he had the best truck out there, and he's been good here before. I'll go Ty Majeski. So
now, at this point, it's been 3 or 4 races in a row now. Majeski's got some speed. They're starting to figure it out. That's fine. That's good.
So Xfinity race. Who is going to win the Xfinity race in Portland? Not Darlington, Portland.
Oh, thank heavens I get the first pick on a road course again. Yeah, I think Connor Zilich is gonna not miss a beat. Zillbilly, that's me. 88.
All right.
How's his collarbone?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to make it the full way, but they do have a reserve driver. I think will be on site. Won't be Parker because he'll be remotely watching.
I gonna go with my backup plan. Jesse Love.
Jesse Love. I'm going to take a wild guess and say they're going Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, and someone literally just put a monkey in the chat in between all the 7s.
A monkey. All right, then I'll go with somebody else who I have had some good fortune with before. Not the best, but still good. I'll go again. My number 3 pick. I'm going to go Sam Mayer.
That's a good one. I was like, yep, that's the right. Correct. No.
Correct. We need that's the sounder we need next.
Yeah, we need
Instead
to
of
get
the Taco Bell dong, we'll have We'll have
what?
what? There we go.
No, what?
Dong. We'll
No, I heard
have
TH.
Plankton. Correct.
Yeah, that's a good one. We should add that in for sure.
I should add that in at some point. All right, who's gonna suck in the Cup race?
Who's going to suck? I'd like to pick a playoff guy for this. I'm gonna go. He qualified good here in the spring, but I'm gonna go Cindric. Call me a hater.
Oh, okay.
Even though I think he'll probably make it out of this round, I'm betting on Gateway and Bristol being his. I think he'll be okay.
I'm also going with a playoff guy. I'm going with a little known guy named Shane Van Gisbergen.
I see a lot of 88s and SVGs in the chat.
Wow.
So I guess they're going to go with that, and I'm going to go with that too. So we almost got a clean sweep of SVGs.
I could have gone it. That felt obvious. I will say for a dark horse, Brad Keselowski
could win this race. He won.
I guess he did win. That kind of goes against my prediction earlier of another new winner, but we'll see. He hasn't won the Southern 500 in a minute or ever. Has he won it? He's won. Did he win it back in the day?
He won in the 2.
He's got 2 Darlington wins. Was that Southern 500?
Yeah, because he won it in a Rusty Wallace throwback.
Yeah, yes. I was at my fantasy draft watching that on my phone.
Right?
Correct. This is gonna date how old this show is. Back in the first year when we watched this show, or when we put on the show and y'all at home watch this show, it was very easy to pirate stuff on YouTube. So I would watch races on YouTube for 2018 because NASCAR was like so lax they didn't even know that they were having their own races put on their live.
YouTube.
And now there are some people just putting it on TikTok.
Hey, it's perfectly legal apparently, because there's someone on screen in front talking. So Danny, who's going to be a dark horse?
Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon will be a dark horse.
That's a good pick.
Follows up what you were saying earlier too. I've seen a lot of 43s in the chat.
Another good pick as well.
So Eric Jones, and I'm going to go with somebody who's had speed here before, and they're faster this year. Bubba Wallace. He could win this race.
Agree. I'm surprised someone might pick him to win.
We'll see. Well, you know what? Who is going to win this race? The Southern 500, the Cookout Southern 500.
I'm not the one who's going to be picking Bubba Wallace, although I do think he's a good top 5 threat this weekend. No, my pick to win would be the 8th different Darlington winner, I believe, in the past 8 races. That would be one Ryan Blaney.
Okay.
He started on pole and led so many laps here earlier this year. Did not get the win at the end. I'm going with Willie B. William Byron.
All right. It's the thing. The chat's so slow on this end. I have to actually check the other side of it.
They are.
Um,
There's some
Hey, some 60s.
19s, some 11s, some 5s.
Good amount of
I see it.
19s.
I'm seeing mostly 19 and 11s.
You want
Might
me
need
to
a poll. Yeah, maybe do a. I think it might be 11, but maybe do a poll. It looks like a lot of 11s just came through, so it might be
11.
11.
Pulling away? Yeah, 11
Yeah.
pulling away.
Well, I mean, it's too. I've already typed it out. It's too late.
Just do a quick poll. Yeah, do a quick one. See what we.
I didn't have enough time to put the other L on it.
I mean, both are good picks. I can't even gaslight them here because I think both are solid picks.
Oh, the voting's fairly close.
Yeah, and I think
Whoa.
that's it should be.
I
Well,
went 50-50 for a second.
My number one pick's on the board still, and it's neither of these two. So I'm just going to
you
get
can
my
make it.
pick while we're waiting. I'm going to go with the guy who dominated this race last year and should have won, Kyle Larson. I think he gets back on track this week.
Can I throw a fun fact at you? So I did my preview show with my friend Ryan Stevens today. A lot of Ryans being mentioned in the show today. I don't know what's going on. I feel like that name can't get out of my head. And he pointed out, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but the last 3 years, Larson always sucks in the spring race. Not he runs well usually, but he wrecks or something in the spring race. He finishes 20th, 30th every time. And then every fall race, he's finished like 12th, 1st, and 4th the last 3 years. So if that trend continues, yeah, he should be a top 5 guy this weekend.
Okay, I know it's 51-49, but it's literally going either way. I'm gonna end the poll. We're gonna do a runoff poll. All right.
A runoff.
We're gonna add a third option to split it.
But that's a clear winner by 1%.
It's not what?
I'm just kidding. I'm just being silly.
You
It
can
was
do
it was a 1% clear difference. But
It's doing the 50-49 thing right now when it was 50-50 before.
All right, you can add a bogey pick.
So I'm just gonna go Eric's favorite word.
Oh no. Don't do it.
I
Don't
don't
do
even
it.
think I
Not,
put a question.
not the C word. Oh, he put the C word. No.
Because it was even. I think the 11 was like 0.5% ahead, but I think they're trying to even it out.
Just for that, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break, and when I come back, we'll see who they picked.
I mean, it's actually more clear now. I can actually see him on the bottom going to take a piss. He's like he walked out. He actually did. Sorry, I had to do that. I think we're just sort of chaos one. I'm not going to give you chaos. We'll go with Denny Hamlin.
they get Dennis
the Menace.
Daniel Hamlin.
All right. Well, let's continue the fun, shall we? Let's get to the final super chat stage break to close out the night. And while we're at it, I will post a few things up. First off, we will be on Danny's channel next week, September 3rd, Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So
See you there.
And I'm gonna put again. I think we only have 10 shows after this for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Damn.
We might have to talk about a special here and there or something like that.
Maybe. I kind of enjoy my off season, especially now that I got a kid here that I have to give attention to. We'll figure it out. Indy Carson. I would show your super chat, but it's not popping up on screen for some reason. There it is. Iceberg, join IndyCar fans since it doesn't have playoffs or stages like old school NASCAR. It's easy to with 6 months of no NFL. I say I've tried getting in as a more diehard IndyCar fan, and I never could do it. I tried watching a couple seasons. It's just, I don't know why. I will watch it. It just doesn't do it the same way that NASCAR does for me. I just no other way I can put it. I respect it, and I will watch more. I watch more than the Indy 500 a year, so I'm better than most. But maybe I'll try again. John Berg says early championship 4 predictions: 9, 12, 20, 24 championship for the 24. Yeah, that'd be good. I put him up right when
Cancel.
it was Hamlin. It was Hamlin.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, good job, chat. Good luck.
Justin says Joey absolutely slowed down, had the car under control. Mickey Mouse had the choice to let them keep racing or throw his hissy fit and force a caution. And having watched Logano most of his career, not surprised he threw another whiny party. And he ended up screwing himself if he did do it on purpose because he had a flat tire and ended up going in wet grass, which is why I don't think he did, because no one would be dumb enough to go in wet grass. Andrew says, I saw an Airbnb at Charlotte Speedway. That would be awesome for the NWP guys to do for the Roval. How much does it cost?
Oh, is
That's
that one
I
of
think
those
I know
like
exactly which one he's talking about. The one that's like in those apartments that overlooks turn one, and it's very expensive on race weekend.
Oh, I'm sure. That'd be. We should look into that though, because that would be awesome to have like 10 or 15 people, invite our families, our other friends, come in there. That'd be fun.
I'm gonna look it up while you're reading super chats and see how much it is for race weekend versus how much it is just at a random time.
Indy Carson says Daytona 5. We could even honestly, we could get it at a random time and do the podcast with that as the backdrop.
Ooh, sick.
That'd be cool. Indy Carson says Daytona 500 should only do front row and dual results and no year before points position, since Indy 500 doesn't use points positions to set the field. I'd be down for it, but I think we're too far gone on this. Crash Travels left 3. So I don't know if I'll answer them as they go or one at a time. I used to watch every race with my dog Yankee. An hour before the race, my Yankee had an emergency and died in my arms in the ER. And I believe that's Yankee. I'm so sorry.
That's awesome.
So I got home, watched the race just to feel normal again. And said, as a Blaney fan, I yelled, "Do it for Yankee" on the last lap after winning. Blaney did that spinning number 1 gesture, which was how I used to signal a walk to Yankee. Oh, man. And there's one more.
That's so sweet.
Blaney has no idea how much that win meant to me. Yankee, calm my anger after every Blaney wreck. So this was such a special emotional moment. Sorry for the sad story, but I need to share. No, don't be sorry about it.
No, we appreciate you sharing that. That's a special, one of those special sports moments. And I'm looking at your profile picture. If that's Yankee in your profile picture, looks like an absolutely beautiful dog. So very sorry for your loss.
Yeah, and I've lost, I think we've all lost pets. I lost a dog. I almost lost a dog a few months ago. Like it does not,
Oh, they're part of the family for sure.
Yeah. Chat, send your love to. Damn, it's a good story though. Like, it's not a good story, but it's like it shows the power of sports. Danny, do you have the numbers? And then I'll go on to.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we can do that.
I'm still working on it. This thing's hard to figure it out.
Yeah. Let me know when you do. Rowdy Diecast says watching KB at RCR is pain. I'd rather see him go for that truck title at this point. I've never sympathized with 2020 Jimmy fans as much as I do now. I have to say, I might make jokes, but I do feel bad for y'all. Gavin says, who do you think would be a surprising yet believable Final Four driver? I'd say Logano, because look at 2024. I don't even know if it surprised people. I know we do the joke of even years, but
it'd be a little surprising. Just like last year was surprising.
I'll go with a wild card, Ross Chastain. Chastain, I could believe that.
So I think my wild one would be honestly Bubba Wallace, because he's been running really well lately. Yeah. If they carry that into the playoffs, who knows?
All right. So I did find the first turn condo at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's not available for race weekend, so I can't tell you. Well, I might be able to look up Memorial Day weekend for next year and get an idea if that's available. But right now, I just did the next day after the race. It's a 2-night minimum. So if you did the next 2 nights after the race, you check in October 6th, check out October 8th. And I did this considering if it was the 3 of us, we each bring our wife, and then Jarrett's case, 1 infant. So
she's paying too.
6 adults, 1 infant. That would be $740 for 2 nights.
Per person, per group, I guess.
Per group, not per person. Thank God.
It's a little pricey. But if the race gets rained out, that becomes the race day.
Okay, right now you can't see up to March of next year, so I can't see what Memorial Day would be.
Honestly, if we could figure out a nice plan, probably wouldn't be Memorial Day or race weekend, but it would be cool to do a show with the track as the backdrop at
It was
night.
just randomly this day here, October 25th, and you leave it, or sorry, November. Oh gosh, it's even more. November 25th, and you leave November 27th. Oh wait, that's Thanksgiving. That's $854.
Hold on, I got one for you. And you can look it up while I get to the next super chat. Look up January 28th and 29th. And I'm going to go to the next super chats here. Curtis, Kurt Irish, I think is best way to change the playoff format is round 1, 2 races, round 2, 2 races, round 3, 3 races, and a final round of 3 races. Keep everything else the same. Keep up the great work, fellas. See you in Montreal. I mean, I'd be down to go to Montreal.
Those 2 dates are both $740 for 2 nights.
Okay. So good to know. Bailey says, how bad does it look for Ty Gibbs if Briscoe gets to the final 4 in year 1 with JGR and he hasn't won yet? It's already looking bad at that point. There'd probably be calls to bring Kyle Busch back before having Gibbs race too much longer. I want to give him time. I do believe he's going to end up amounting to more, but it's rough right now.
Yeah.
Napa Racing Fan says NBC is showing reruns of American Ninja Warrior and America's Got Talent instead of the Southern 500. Booth will talk about playoffs constantly. This crown jewel race deserves better. The TV deal mostly sucks. How much money do they have to give up to have it on NBC?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. Like, how much would NASCAR have to give and the teams and everyone? Yeah, that's tough. But it's frustrating when you don't. I guess the Brickyard was on TNT. But the other 2 crown jewel races felt like they were on special, Fox, Amazon Prime for their first broadcast, and then you just get a random USA Network race for darn. Yeah, that is kind of disappointing.
Alex says, hey guys, I'm going to Loudon. Unfortunately, I might miss the podcast next week, which just so happens to be my birthday. Going to Mystic, Connecticut, is that it? That day? Well, happy birthday in advance. And if we see you, we'll have the chat spam happy birthday.
Have fun, Alex. I was laughing at that super chat though, because the way I read it was, I will be at Loudon, unfortunately. And I thought, what do you have against Loudon?
Scotty B says, do y'all think NASCAR will work it out with 2311 in front row before December? I don't think NASCAR wants to go to trial. I think they're dug in.
I don't think they're going to.
I don't think they will either.
Palm Tree saying, on the subject of video game covers, a badass cover that would look sick would be Bubba's helmet cam POV of Joey flipping in front of him at Daytona or at Talladega. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but that's several years old now at this point.
Blame the other company.
Yeah.
Hunter Nixon Fishing says, what's the biggest thing you learned about yourself? I think this was for
it was intended for Preece. I mean,
sorry.
There were so many that were popping up.
Yeah, it's hard for us to do the comments and do the conversation at the same time.
Like dislike says,
I thought the story he shared though about working with Chad Johnston and the team at Haas. I do remember hearing last year from Preece and from Briscoe that like the driver, that core group got along really, really well and was as collaborative as they'd ever been. So it sounds like he had a good time in a lot of ways at that team before it shut down.
Like dislike says it. I predict if front row loses a charter, they become a Dodge team and NASCAR has to give them charters back. They've probably run Dodges before. J-Man says Lagooner, hashtag remember the Alamo. The NWP Pick Monkey says, if 2311 closes, where does Reddick drive next year?
That's a good question.
Sorry, Danny, I had to.
What a troll.
Reddick to the 48?
I mean, I kind of like my idea of them saying, hey, Ty Gibbs, sit down for a second.
What are the odds? What are the odds Ty Gibbs steps into an ownership role before Austin Dillon does?
Oh, God.
I mean, Ty Gibbs is still young enough. He could go back to the Xfinity series for a brief period and then come back.
Let's see. 2 from Pat here saying, hell yeah, Ryan Preece and go New England Patriots. Cup drivers on NWP 2025, Hocevar and don't do that.
No, not Hocevar, Bosavar.
That is hilarious. So that's how it turned out so far. And maybe not be the last one. Justin says, anyone else become a Kaulig truck fan and want to see them dominate this series next year because they're the first team to bring back Ram? I would like to see Ram.
I want them to at least get them a win year one.
Yeah. And I want to see Kaulig be good because Chris Rice is fun. And when he's in a good mood, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
I should have put this up if it was during it. I think it was right after you left. But Napa Racing fan Ryan Preece cheated. Kids at home, don't do that. And I'm Dan. Who are you? Says LaJoy is the plague. Damn.
Ooh.
Whoa,
I didn't know
Dan.
that. I didn't know
Whoa.
that hate was still there for
Hey,
him.
I'm also Dan, but calm down, dude.
I'm Dan. That's my middle
I'm
name.
Dirty Dan.
No, I'm Dirty Dan. Oh, I just want to be Patrick.
Who you
calling
Pinhead? Sorry.
Kaulig needs to make a statement next year, and Ram needs that statement to be made that they are competitive and an OEM that will be successful. So while Marty D, I believe Matty D would be a good driver, LaJoy, stick to the broadcast team.
Ooh.
Again, in the truck series, though. Gotta remember it's trucks.
LaJoy's done pretty good in his couple of truck starts this year.
Indy Carson says, I've decided to skip most cup races next year since Zilich and Larson are involved. I'll skip whatever series Heim is in as well. I'll only watch in person and maybe local TV channels. I feel like the last couple of years we've watched NASCARson to Indy Carson, the slow descent to leaving the sport. Another one says, starting now, I only have one IndyCar race to go to, and then it's time to turn off TV and radio for the rest of 2025. NWP hosts only rest of the year. Well, I mean,
going
thank
dark
you.
mode. Yeah, wow.
I'm kind of expecting him to have an IMSA Carson fan next year.
I would love that. Like, just do
Formula
a different
Carson.
series. Cars tour. Well, what would
Lucas
Cars
Oil
tour
light
be?
model
Carson's tour.
Out Larson for the Outlaws. Hashtag I stand through 2311 for 99 cents. I believe they
Here
hit
comes
7.3.
that squad.
Memes. Hunter Nixon Fish says Denny Hamlin a lap away from finally winning a championship. NASCAR to a random lap car. Execute order 66.
Oh man.
Hot Wheels says nobody I ever talked to was more interested in NASCAR after I said MJ was a team owner. Just the same indifference as with road courses.
It's a generational thing. I'll bet if you talk to, I don't know how old Hot Wheels 00 is, but like people a generation older than us might be more like, oh, Jordan. But I feel like nowadays kids these days are already moved on to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Luka Doncic, and it's like anyway.
Basketball player.
That's like, I'm like,
sorry, I just had to
understand
drop some basketball knowledge on y'all for a moment. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah.
NBA Weekly Podcast coming in
Ooh, I
2026.
am looking forward to Blue Jimmy's super chat.
I stand with 2311 for the 2 says nothing. Justin Drake says Syracuse is like the Yankees. At one point good, this century irrelevant. For Yankees fans, look at the last Red Sox series in the Bronx. Boston owns New York. I
think he's talking about Syracuse to college at Tennessee is playing. At one point, yes, they were pretty good. The last year Tennessee won a national championship, they actually started their season playing Syracuse as well, and Tennessee won that one 34-33. It was a close one.
2 here from Shorty PJM saying finally in all caps and letters after 5+ years of being fans with my twin and I and my mom and dad will go to our home track an hour and a half away wearing Bubba and Elio shirts combined, and I'm an antisocial bum. Oh, be nice to yourself, come on. But if you see someone with a Joey fan lookalike carrying a poster of 14 squares root for list, it's us/me. You can say hi. Are any of us going to be there? I don't think any of us are, but anyone watching might. This weekend.
Arlington, is that what we're talking about?
Oh, this weekend? Yeah, I won't be there, unfortunately.
No. I'll be at Bristol in a few weeks, so that's it.
Mason says Indiana 45, Old Dominion 7, go Hoosiers. I got to see them murder a team last year, so that was fun.
They destroyed them when you were there.
Hey,
They were a playoff team, so
77-7, I think. Hunter Nixon Fishing says at this point, Cheddar's gonna do a free chicken tenders on Monday when Kyle Busch finishes.
They did make that new announcement, and the first thing I told Claudia was like, "Yeah, they've gave up on him winning, haven't they?"
Was it top? What is the new announcement? I haven't paid
top
attention.
8, and you get free chips and queso.
They just got food to give away. They're like, we're
How
come
the
on,
mighty have fallen. Ross Crashstain says
food.
Listening to NWP and still working on the Bowman collage. Still 1,100 likes to go.
All right. Wait, did Ross Crashtain, have they always had the little red eyes on that profile
Yeah.
picture? How did I not
Yeah.
notice that until now?
When I first glanced at it, I thought that said they were working on going to Bowman College, and I was kind of confused for a second.
Justin Drake says, Grandpa, why'd you give away my car? Joe Gibbs, because Reddick actually is good, you nipple baby. Sorry, I had to do it in the Michael voice. We're gonna get Michael
good.
on by the end of the year because
Well
I
done.
need to have him read one of those.
And
Blue
he
Jimmy
needs-
48 fan.
He needs another shot at random driver because of me.
Hey Eric, have you watched Uncle Buck yet?
I've not. It's
God
sitting.
damn it, Eric.
It's on one of my shelves over there. I got to move that DVD box set downstairs so it's closer to the PlayStation, which is also our DVD player.
Next time you come to Tennessee, we're gonna have to force you to have a movie night.
Oh boy. Okay. All right.
If you come over here, Chris will probably have you watch K-pop Demon Hunters with us. It's legitimately good. Like my daughter falls asleep to the music because she likes it. It's soothing. I'm Dan. Who are you? Says RCR buys Reddick's charter. The timing could not. West Virginia. Reddick back to the RCR 31 and 48 to the Final Four.
Oh man,
That would be
very bold. Which is bolder? I wonder. Which
Reddick back to RCR.
I was making a Bowman joke at Danny's expense, but yeah.
Well, I mean, he's never made it to Final Four. 8's as far as he's gotten. So
He's been close.
Unlike RCR. Bobby Blair with the 5. Last one on the docket here says, just want to say with college football around the corner, Wreckham Tech. Listen, I watch my
which
team. And I
Tech?
don't
That
care
could be a
about
lot of
the rest.
Techs.
That's Texas Tech, Lubbock,
Tech.
Red Raiders.
See, I'm college football illiterate outside of my own team because I'll be honest, when I don't have a rooting interest, I find college football incredibly boring. It's just too long.
Ooh, too long. I think they go faster.
No, they go like 4 hours.
They've sped them up a little. They've sped them up a little bit, but yeah, they do run longer than
I would
NFL
like college
often.
football to get the MLB treatment and
I
let's figure out a way
like
to speed this shit up.
I like the pacing and speed of college football. They play harder. They play faster because they're younger than NFL players.
I don't know about faster. I mean, they get their shit kicked in during like their rookie years coming up.
They play harder. That part is definitely.
I think they do play
because they're
harder.
trying to get to the pros.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll give it that. They do. I would play harder.
Do you guys think the Xfinity Series drivers drive harder than the Cup Series drivers?
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes.
Yes, because they don't know any better yet.
That's a good way to put it. I think you're right.
Yes, because Austin Hill.
Austin Hill. Yeah.
How long has he been in the lower series at this point? And it's like, get a freaking hint, man. Please.
2019, when Matt Crafton won the championship in the Truck Series, we watched him win his first Truck Series race.
Oh, was that Austin Hill's first
Right.
win?
Yep.
I don't even remember
Damn.
that. I don't even remember the occasion. That's
Wow.
crazy. Fun fact.
Man, that was a good way to end it off. So, Napa Racing Fan says Rick Allen is now announcing college football games for the CW. Wish they would have put him in the truck booth. Fox really needs to fix the truck broad. Yeah, they need to fix a lot more.
But hey, that's a stepping stone of CW, you know.
Hmm?
He's in the pipeline for the Xfinity gig.
Fingers crossed.
The O'Reilly gig. Sorry.
Next week, again, we'll be on Danny's channel, September 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Should be a lot of fun. Let's see. I don't know if we have a guest lined up. We'll try and get one.
Never mind. I'm dead wrong. Hill won 4 races in 2019. Someone said. I thought that was his very first one.
It was his
Oh,
first
okay.
year winning. Maybe we can try and salvage
Maybe,
this.
yes.
All right. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Go enjoy the rest of your night, week. Enjoy the races this weekend, and we'll see you next week. Till then, have a good one.
Take care.
Later.
Drivers, start your
3, 2, 1.
green flag.
Started off right now. Right on. Come on. Get outside. 3 wide. 3 wide.
Unbelievable.
Three playing. We're going. I like the aggression. We probably dropped a great car. You can go to all this guys up there. They can suck it. What we're about to do is not a good idea. All good. What is he doing? You gotta be kidding me.
Half the pack is flying apart.
It's so nice to see at the line.
Oh, pack of cars come piling in as well.
Jump. Come with the light. Hello. Come back on him.
That was incredible.